Welcome everybody to another episode of the China Show. What is it, episode 194?
194.
We are really getting there. We have quite a lot to talk about today. We've got this huge military secret that China has begrudgingly had leaked. They're not very happy about that. We've got...
Leaked, I see what you did there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a leaky faucet.
Something like that. We've got this whole thing where Apple's AirDrop has been hacked. We have to talk about that in China.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got a lot of other things in between. So I think we should just saunter right into it with what's new. What do you say?
Yes.
This
we
is,
also have nice fun things too.
Yeah, we lots of nice fun things. Yeah. Anyway, what's new? We talk about what's new in China, specifically, well, with regards to China.
What's new?
What's new? It's not what's old.
It's not what I was about to say. We don't talk about what's old. Well, once in a while we will.
Yeah.
We'll do a throwback.
This is kind of not that old, but I'd say a couple months ago.
Okay. Forgot to do it.
No, we put this out there.
Oh, we forgot to follow up. Though.
Yeah, well, there's a follow-up. You know, dictator Xi, he went and posed with some sugarcane, right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, this created this cult of personality frenzy where people were coming from around the country to take pictures with that sugarcane, that specific, like,
that
sugarcane plant, okay?
It's a resurgence of Mao-era policies, which is like you go and promote a specific crop because it shows the output of the country. It's a very old-school ideology, like the Soviet Union did it.
Yeah.
They pose with like, you know, with the dictator at the time or whatever, and then throngs of people go pose in front of the wheat, right?
Yes.
China did that with Mao. We saw it die. We never saw that happen again.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden now we're seeing a resurgence of that. Let's pose in front of the crops.
It's usually a warning sign that there aren't enough crops.
Yeah, it's not good.
There used to be this website. It was like Kim Jong-un holds stuff, I think it was called. And it basically had him like holding corn and holding a potato.
He does hold things.
Yeah, and it's like just had him, you know, the old one, Kim Jong-il, sorry.
It's both a fascist and a communist thing. It's having really the dictator like standing and posing or holding something and looking at something. Observing, I should say.
I just have to say that I can't stand to see this, what we're looking at behind us here, where people are willing to, first of all, they were paying money as well, to pay money and to queue up to take a picture with a freaking piece of bamboo sugarcane looking junk, you know, just because some random dude stood next to it.
Yeah.
Isn't it horrible?
It is literally just the old days, though, isn't it? Just with now we have cell phones and social media.
There's a little bit of positive news that came out of this, though.
What?
Sort of. Somebody else obviously thought it was
whoa.
Yeah, can you turn that volume down a little bit?
That was obscene.
What did you say?
Wow, so good.
That black screen was so good.
Yeah. Let me just make sure that, we've got the right audio here.
Okay, all right.
Okay, now, we'll play it again. Okay. Somebody set fire to that little sugarcane.
Yeah, I have an alternative opinion. I think this happened by accident because in China, so many people smoke. You know, there is a potential that somebody just chucked a cigarette butt, or you know,
it's entirely possible. But anyway, look, I don't like to see things burning down.
No.
I don't like to see anything like that. But one thing I'm glad is that this pathetic thing of lining up to take a photo with that thing's now over.
Yeah, that's why I'm congratulating. Finally, it's done because you got to stop worshiping crops.
We've shown it in the show before, but there's like places around China where Xi Jinping looked at a toilet, and the toilet's now got like banners around it, and like gold, like velvet robes and whatever you want to call it, ropes and things. It's horrible. Like why is there so much worship over this one man? And okay, if he wrote a poem or something, I get it, but like literally,
poem or whatever.
He stood in this spot, and they've got it like all, you know, cordoned off, and it's a famous spot now. He touched this. He touched this microphone. Remember, they have a museum where like everything, this teacup he touched, you know? It's just, it's a bit much.
You see that with all the dictator stuff. Like it's like a historical thing. Once you get to that level of power, you can kind of just have people worshiping everything you touch. You literally touch.
Yeah, which is pathetic. I get it if someone's dead. Like, okay, maybe Napoleon, you find Napoleon's teacup and it's got some kind of historical significance.
Yeah, like worshiping it, though.
No, but you're not. But the thing is, Xi Jinping's alive.
Yeah,
he's walking around eating pork all over the place. And people are like, this bone that he chewed on. It's like, you know.
Remember the footprints?
Yes.
There's outlines.
Yes, outlines of his footprints. Yeah, he stood here, exactly.
And you pay money to go stand there.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
I mean, maybe I'm missing.
Yeah. This footage recently came to be, and well, it's just normal if you've been in I guess not Shanghai in China. If you've been in the outer, it's kind of normal to see this kind of scenes with trash lying around. Now, the reason we show this to you is it's to balance out the propaganda that you see in coming out of China. Because if you were to look at what you see coming out of China, you would think everything's just a shiny neon lights.
And it gets cleaner than Japan, right?
Yeah, you would think it's clean. But in reality, there's lots of this in China too.
Yeah.
So you got to balance it out. It's actually, very honestly, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
In the big fancy cities, you get clean areas.
Yep.
You also get filthy areas. It's like that everywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
You go to LA, you'll have like
exactly the same
glitzy areas, and then you've got like horrible homeless encampments.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, right?
Yeah.
But we just have to show you the reality of China, that it's not just the glitzy stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on to something a little more fun. So we all know about China and its AI.
Are we calling this fun?
It's super fun, dude.
Okay, let's call
you
it
know
fun.
this old.
So what did the Chinese government put out here?
Well, Xinhua, which is huge news agency. It's the state news agency, and it put out this thing.
Propaganda,
It says it's the Kemusan Dance Challenge. AI panda versus real panda. Okay. Now, who do you think's gonna win? Because it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge. It says
I'm reading
challenge.
this as a challenge, and there must be some sort of vote process. But I just realized this is Chinese propaganda. There will be no vote.
There'll be
there
no
will be no
outcome.
selection. You know what's funny? That actually is real. If you think about how many like ad campaigns or social media campaigns and all this stuff in America are based on like your choice. Even we do it on Xiaoban Ho on our Monday show. Everything's about voting. You vote for this. What's your favorite this? You choose the next topic. You don't see that in China, do you? So they say a challenge, but there's no outlet to pick your favorite.
No.
It's just you got to do that in your head.
Exactly. So let's see who wins.
I think the real panda will win because it's real. I don't even know what the competition is.
Maybe. Well, let's. We're just gonna have to watch it and see. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah.
What even is this? You didn't cut this?
No, I put in the music because it was copywritten music.
This is the video from Xinhua.
Yes, this is Xinhua's video.
What are we even watching? What is this? Is this someone paid to have this made?
Yeah.
Why is his arms disappearing into its body? Go back to the arm.
Yeah, it's like, okay. I don't know about everyone out there. Whoops. But I certainly wouldn't call this a success of AI, would you?
No, I mean, but they're trying to brag about AI 5G expertise here. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. So again, I think this is a very loose definition of AI.
Yeah, is that even AI? I mean, it could be generative art.
I think it's just generative art. I don't think there's any intelligence involved in this, artificial or not.
No.
You know what I mean?
Pandas are dumb as hell anyway,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So our audience, who do you think won?
Oh, you know what? Let's actually introduce democracy.
Yes, let's put up a poll.
Real
who won?
panda or go back and play it again?
Or the AI. It's so hard to call that AI. The rubbish.
Or fake. I'll call
just
it
a computer generated is better,
CG.
right?
CGI.
CG panda.
Yeah, CG panda.
Yeah, it's more of a CG panda than an AI one. We'll play it again for you. We'll stay in for this time.
I'm polling. Okay, you guys can vote in the chat now.
Yeah.
This is a real competition. See,
Yep.
Chinese propaganda team, we helped you.
Yes.
We made this a real challenge. And then you'll see who wins.
Yes.
And then you can maybe pick that going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Because I think they want the CGI panda to win. I think the Chinese government wants that.
Yeah, I mean, why would they do this?
They made it.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
It's very weird.
It's kind of gross.
I don't want to see a panda swaying its hips around.
It's a little sexy.
It's a little weird. It's a little freaking weird.
Sexy.
It's a bit uncanny. Yeah.
A little.
Great way to start a Friday.
Kind of hot.
Well, if you had that much fur on you,
Yeah,
Anyway. So, do we have a vote?
We're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, the votes are pouring in. See, this is how you do democracy, China.
Yeah,
We're teaching you with your own propaganda. Real panda or CG panda? We will see who wins.
Okay.
We'll bring it up to 1,000 votes because the votes are just ripping.
Okay. All right.
It's anonymous, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're on Android, sometimes it doesn't show. So if you're on Android, click 1 for real, the first one, and number 2 for CG panda.
Excellent. All right. So now we've got this jam-packed show. Okay. Before we continue, we have to give you.
Hold on. Pause it there.
What?
Look at the arm. It's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what happens when you have a filter over something. So look, it's either one of those tracking filters or...
I don't think so. I think the motion might be from a tracking filter, but yeah, look at the outside. It's definitely that generative
Yeah, that
art.
generative art thing. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm going to pull it now. It's at 1,000 votes already. With 71% of people voted for Real Panda as the winner. Congratulations to Real Panda. I also choose Real
I agree,
Panda.
because that is the worst sorry excuse for an AI panda I've ever seen. And remember, guys, when China's trying to threaten the world with its cutting-edge AI, this is what they're talking about. So please, don't worry.
CG Panda only got 28%, but I'm glad we actually put it up to the audience.
Absolutely.
The people have chosen.
Anyway, we've got a hilarious segment coming up for you. But first, a word from our sponsor for today's show, one of them.
Today is a Factor. Today's video is brought to you by Factor. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success in the new year. Skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, plus more. Over 55 weekly add-ons. You'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options to kickstart your resolutions. What do you think about Factor? Having actually eaten it many times.
I can recommend it. Okay, it's something I wasn't aware of before we got the sponsorship, and they shipped it to my door, and I was like, okay, this is probably just going to be, rubbish.
Yeah.
But then I actually pulled it out, and it's never frozen. I showed it to my wife. We tried it out. I was very impressed. It tastes great. Like I said, it's very fresh. Everything's right there. And you have the option to either microwave it in 2 minutes, or you can actually just cook it properly in an oven. Which
is just 2 minutes.
I prefer to do.
Yeah.
So cook it in the oven and go ahead and enjoy a nice meal. And the choice was great.
Yeah.
One thing that you can do with this is if you want to change up your meal, you can. You can actually change it up week by week.
It's kind of awesome. Yeah, actually, I'll.
And you can put them on hold, right?
Yes, you can. Stress less over meal times in the new year. Factor's no prep, no mess meals, free up time otherwise spent shopping, cooking, and cleanup. No more wasting time in the kitchen. When things get hectic, Factor is flexible. Change your order up every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime, which I think is awesome. You're not locked into something.
No,
you know what I mean?
I don't like that feeling.
But what I will say is this is something that you're going to want to keep eating because it's super, super delicious. Mm-hmm. It's not the kind of stuff you're walking down your frozen food aisle. This is straight up good, high quality ingredients, chef prepared stuff.
Yeah, I think that's something that you have to bear in mind is a lot of these food plans that you hear about, it's all about being health conscious. They have all the health conscious options, but they also have just normal, good tasting food.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So you don't feel like you're
you don't have to get some.
What is gross?
You can actually just choose the stuff you want.
For sure.
The portions are great, and it's good.
Head to factormeals.com/ADV50 and use the code ADV50 to get 50% off. That's code ADV50 at factormeals.com/ADV50 to get 50% off. Thank you very much to Factor.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So
the new year.
We've got an old friend, a couple of old friends joining us here.
Yes.
We've got Rick. As we all know, we all remember Rick, right?
Wow, that's a little too much for me.
We were a little worried because we hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, but don't worry, he's back.
Let's explain. If you are new here, you will have no idea what we're talking about.
Sure.
There are people that they're the foreigners, basically non-Chinese people that take up these positions, whether they're interns or paid employees for state media outlets in China, and the Chinese government loves to use them to push propaganda.
Yeah, so they go out there and they work for the state media like these guys, and that's all they do is they're like the foreign voice for Chinese state propaganda.
Apparatus, right?
Yeah.
Spokespeople would say.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Kind of like.
You want to hear about
Salesman.
poverty alleviation? These fascinating topics you always hear about coming out of China. High-speed rail.
Yeah.
Something like that. They have these guys go out there and make English programs about it.
Now, one of our favorites is Rick, the guy in the middle. He has been on lots of, stories that we've shown, and he just always says the best quotes. He's very quotable.
Yeah.
Wow, so good.
Oh, interesting. Yes. You're kind of telling a story here with that one. But then we have the guy that I'm covering here.
Here he's already here, President Xi Jinping.
And that is because many pointed out that he looks like a British version of me. And so there was this lore and this ridiculous fake story that came about that he was created and replicated to replace me. So that everything I say, like if I'm critical of China's human rights record, he can be the opposite because he's like...
Yeah.
Tell me about the Rakata technology. I will give you a count of 3. 1, 2. My lord, come in. Welcome to the domination experiments. The Republic erected this site. The crazed alien inmates here were their test subjects.
Narwata! Inside Kanish! Help! Data!
The Rakata technology we seek causes this madness. First it broke the prisoners, then it drove the Republic scientists insane. Such is the power of the Rakata.
Unleashing the Rakata's secrets may poison the galaxy with this madness.
Precautions have been taken. The Republic would not be so vigilant. Meet Dr. Nia, Republic xenobiologist, overseer of these domination experiments.
𝕘ৎσ𝔬𝐦𝐻nu𝕣𝕘.
The Rakata madness poisoned him. Somehow he infected his colleagues. They became cruel shadows of Belsavis's architects.
𝕘ৎσ𝔬𝐻nu𝕣𝕘.
Is someone speaking to you now?
Gahal Ravul Asjan Ujuet Untumata.
Dr. Nia possesses the Rakata's secrets. He agreed to assist our recovery.
Lufetanaturu kurjuznu afnalulu ukol gamlu.
The domination experiments are in chaos. Without order, our mission cannot proceed. Bring the experiments under control, and Dr. Nia can lead us to the Rakata technology. Then we will build our second Belsavis.
I've been looking for a reason to cause some chaos.
Do what you must. Confer with our allies. When the domination experiment is ours, rendezvous with my strike team. They will prep the technology's extraction. Now go. For the Empire.
Created by the CCP as an alternate reality me. So see, he became CCP Milk.
He's Shadow Milk.
Yeah, something like that. It's like Shadow Heart.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I made a parody video about it. It's very funny. And in the video, funnier than the whole fake me thing, because that's obviously a joke, was him being very upset at his Chinese co-host that she was getting most of the airtime.
Dude, this guy, you can tell he's like a prima donna. He just wants the spotlight. It's got to be about him, and he gets so pissed off when other people talk. So that's what makes this particular clip hilarious.
Yeah, so that's enough setup. I just wanted to tell you that the funny thing wasn't in the beginning. It turned out like I just wanted to make fun of the fact that we look like each other.
Yeah.
But it turned into me just dying laughing at all of the videos together with this woman, and he's just like, I think one of the quotes was like, I probably got it wrong, but it's something like, I've noticed that you're getting all of the talking time, and he said like that on the broadcast.
Yeah.
My lord, the Empire cannot survive without the strength of the Sith to rest on. I'm sure you've heard of the Republic's so-called domination experiments, alien pitted against alien to see who's the strongest. The experiments collapsed when the prison break started and the aliens scattered, but the esteemed Darth Fastus has sent me to resume the trials.
What exactly were the domination experiments?
They were tests of combat designed to identify the strengths of alien species and exploit them, unusual for the Republic. Darth Fastus wants to gather enough aliens to resume and improve the experiments, using genetic modification to create the perfect alien fighters. Problem is, the freed aliens have split into gangs, and they're not fond of the idea of being experimented on.
If they're not saying yes, then you're not asking right.
I said the aliens weren't fond of the experiments. That was only mostly true. We had one group interested, Gamorrean gang, the Fire Eaters. Their leader, 𝕘ż had agreed to help round up the other aliens when the other gangs joined against him and captured his lieutenants. We can't restart the experiments without his help, and he won't help unless his lieutenants are freed. Wanna go show some aliens the Empire's power?
There can be no doubt about that.
Appreciate it. I simply don't have the manpower to take on all these gangs. 𝕘ż's lieutenants are scattered throughout the old experiment grounds. They'll be under heavy guard, so be careful.
Not like behind the scenes.
Because he kept trying to like say something, he just kept cutting him off. Anyway, so let's show you this fantastic, this is fascinating, okay? Because of course, Dictator Xi had a speech for New Year, like a New Year speech for China,
Yes.
like here 2024, what we're gonna do. So of course, Xinhua, they released a video of these foreigners discussing how great the speech was. So we thought we'd show it to you. Let's get us out of here. So we just play it through because
She
yeah, it's true. They should swap.
The new year is already here. President Xi Jinping gives his New Year speech offering
It offers a great perspective to review the past year. Also, we can see where China is heading for the new year.
With solid high spirits and with great confidence.
From President Xi's speech, we can pick some of the highlights of China's 2023.
Where should we start?
I bloody hate this man.
You know, I think we can all relate to places that we've traveled in China over the past year.
Well, we do have a blackboard. Why don't we each write down a word for 2023? Rick, how about...
What's going on? What's going on with his voice?
I think for some reason I couldn't figure it out because we've watched other videos of this guy, right? But I don't understand why he's trying to sound like extra proper or something.
Yeah, because he didn't do this in the videos I saw before. You know what I mean?
We have a blackboard. I think we should try to do that. He's like close his lips like this.
Obviously, the whispering part is what these are ours. We're making characters. Sure. We'll leave it up to the audience. But anyway, I did want to point out that the real voice part is really weird. It's more like, I just want to pop right through. He like won't open his mouth.
Now the thing about this video, and you probably picked it up already, he is constantly staring the entire time. Like if you watch the video, he does not avert his gaze from Rick. He's got this hateful stare. It's just, we're just gonna have to play it out, okay? All right, let's play it out. We won't stop it again, okay? We'll play it out. Let's go.
I think we can all relate to places that we've traveled in China over the past year.
Well, we do have a blackboard. Why don't we each write down a word for 2023? Rick, how about you go first?
Great. Well, my word is vitality.
I guess you're referring to the Chinese economy and the
course
country's
you
overall
are.
economic development.
Well, it really sums up my feelings after traveling around the country.
I hate you, Rick.
On the holidays, there were tons of people everywhere. It was almost impossible to book areas of danger.
Sure, you'll be
They
all
were
right?
almost all sold out. For me, it's cooperation. I was there to cover the third Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation and was deeply impressed by President Xi's keynote. It's innovation, which is one of the key hallmarks of China's new development.
I detest it.
I know. It's really hard to keep up with the recent advancements in technology. There are remarkable achievements in China's space exploration, for example.
Munich. In 2023, two major sports events were held in China.
I was there to cover both.
Why does he get all the questions?
the Hangzhou Asian Games, and the Chengdu University Aid.
Seems like you've been talking most of the bloody time.
Beautiful.
Tell us more.
The countryside. I recently traveled to a village-like community in Fujian province.
Right, that's enough. You've been talking too bloody much. My turn.
Life is beautiful.
Go back.
Okay, I'll go
I
back.
want to go back to the first economy one.
Okay.
That chalk was brutal.
It's pretty brutal.
Man, they should invest in better chalk.
They should. The economy one? Which one? Oh, the vitality.
No, right in the beginning.
Yeah,
the
he's
first
talking
one.
about vitality.
Yeah,
right?
this is. I love how on the nose this is.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to be all feel good, right?
Well, my word is vitality.
Okay, now what comes to your mind when you think of vitality? I think of health.
Health, live long life.
Yes.
Like being like active, right?
Yeah. That's vitality, right?
Getting out there doing stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, an old man at Rick's age, it's probably top of your, priorities.
He seems pretty vital.
Yeah.
Like he's rollerblading around.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
doing his thing. But yeah, immediately it's...
I guess you're referring to the Chinese economy and the country's overall economic development.
I mean, that's just... Remember what we said, is that they get a huge budget for propaganda, then they push it to the last minute so all their propaganda sucks. And then they waste it all on whatever corruption or keep it or do whatever, whatever the production teams do.
Yeah.
And then they have to jam in all the stuff they were supposed to pepper in throughout the year.
Yeah.
They have to do every little thing. High-speed rail, economic development. There's no genocide in Xinjiang.
The Fire Eater lieutenants are free.
Yes, so I've heard. Excellent news. Except for one small complication. Kazakh Ern's control over his Fire Eaters wasn't as strong as we presumed. A faction has rebelled and is attacking Kazakh's forces. The Fire Eaters are no use to us if they wipe each other out.
Are we sure we want these guys for the domination experiments?
Believe it or not, their vicious unpredictability is an asset. I hate to ask another thing of you, but I want our full weight behind Kazakh Ern. The rebelling Gamorreans must be defeated.
I can absolutely do that.
Thank you very much. You're a credit to the Empire.
Every little thing, they gotta go.
And they did in this video. We cut most of it out. It's super boring. But one thing that's constant throughout this entire video is just how much he stares at Rick with those dagger eyes.
He's so mad.
He hates Rick. I don't understand.
He hates everyone he presents with.
Yeah,
This
it's
is what
like,
I've noticed.
yeah, he wants to be Solo. He wants to be the
He was beyond Solo.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
But
it
he's
really
frozen
sums up-
carbonite.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
Incredible. Oh, by the way, they use comic MS Sans? Is
they
that
did.
comic MS Sans?
I'm pretty sure they did with the big titles. Let's take a look.
My feelings after traveling around the country.
I hate you, Rick.
On the holidays, there were tons of people everywhere. It was almost impossible to book air or train tickets because they were almost all sold out.
Hold on, that's my favorite right there. There has been so much talk about how China's domestic travel tanked and the international travel tanked because resurgence and everyone's going to pour into the country and they want to see China because of the lockdown for so long. There's so much demand for it, and it was no demand was met easily.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it was the amount of people that wanted to actually use that money to travel out was massive, right? Like it wasn't meeting the goals. So he has to say. In his
Oh, did you notice
there were so many tickets sold, it was hard to get one.
during that whole time when, the economic reports are coming out about China's downturn, all the shows were going to like very heavily populated tourist hotspots. See, China's economy is totally fine.
Yeah.
Actually,
there's lots of people in the road.
What I cut out before that was Rick saying about how he traveled to Xinjiang and how vibrant the tourist industry is in Xinjiang. I had to throw in the Xinjiang genocide. Yeah, let's see if it is comic sans. Yeah,
That looks like
that looks
For me, it's corporation.
Yes.
I,
This guy doesn't know how to say corporation. I don't know. Yep.
the World Health Organization said Belt and Road Forum International Corporation was deeply impressed by technology.
sure you were.
Of course he was. Yeah, I know. I know. One last thing.
Sure. I love this. This is
I detest you.
I know.
petition for sound bites. By the way, either that or this like is beautiful.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
It's really hard to keep up with.
Turn to the camera. Can you play that one more time? He comes out of the carbonite pit.
Yes.
And he looks at the camera and it's
Advancements in technology, there are remarkable achievements in China's space exploration, for example.
I should be in the middle.
You did a great job with this voice.
Unity. In 2023, 2 major sports events were held in China.
I was there to cover both.
Look at the way he's looking at Rick. Tell me that's not hate. That's
Pure hatred, dude. It's like
Okay, all right, fine. Yeah, that's very good. That's what he's doing because look, Rick turns to the camera, he looks at the other person, but he's only staring at Rick. It's too weird. But that's what's going on here. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
it lined up for Jason.
Why does he get all the questions?
Hangzhou Asian Games.
This guy's so awkward, isn't he? He's such an awkward individual.
I love this though. This is what China, the Chinese government, this is their best source.
This is
so amazing.
Yeah, this is the source of inspiration.
It really is. And they just, you know what's sad is they just can't do anything for fun. They can't make fun of this. They can't parody it. They can't make jokes. It's always dead ass serious.
I know. It's like, oh, this Xi Jinping's speech is so amazing. What a man, you know?
He wants his precious squeaky chalk.
New University aid.
Seems like
Control
you've been
C
talking
mode.
most of the bloody time.
Make me big there.
Yeah,
you gotta make me big right there,
Tell us
dude.
more.
The
Like here.
No, with
countryside.
the big face of him.
I recently
that.
traveled to a village-like community in Fujian province.
Right.
See if I line up.
Okay, let's try. I'm too.
It's okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
It's not gonna work.
That's
dare
enough
capture
you've been
that.
talking.
You don't say.
There was much bloodshed.
Yes, Kazo Kern has just made contact with us. His gang is eager for revenge, and those who remain are extremely loyal. We'll have the experiments up and running again in no time. The Empire... No, I cannot thank you enough for your help.
Oh boy.
Open your eyes so I may spit in it.
What the hell?
Wow, so good.
His little ear was the focus.
Yeah,
That was
It's
the
my
circle
turn.
of it.
yeah, exactly.
Life
There he is.
is beautiful.
That was the. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good find, dude. I commend you on that one.
Yeah.
The voice was.
Yeah, that's the thing. China
French
keeps
chef's
putting this
kiss.
stuff out. We'll never run out of it. It's just hilarious.
No, we can. In fact, we can only cover this. So
Yeah.
we'd have still have a show.
So before we get on to our main topic for today, guys, we have to give you another word from our other sponsor today,
Life is beautiful.
Which, of course, life is beautiful if you drink AG1.
Yes, life is beautiful if you drink AG1. That's a great segue.
Yeah.
And we love AG1. The deep hatred of minions.
And there is an Imagine Dragons Minion song, too.
There was a joke that I hate both minions. Yeah. I hate minions in pop culture.
Yeah.
So like t-shirts of them and stuff. And then I don't hate, but I dislike Imagine.
Rousing performance, my lord. The domination experiments are under control. Minutes ago, Dr. Neer revealed the path to the Rakata technology. My strike team already clears the path for its extraction.
That can't be good.
Unexpected setback. This changes nothing. The Rakata sealed their technology within this tomb. Dr. Neer kindly reopened the teleporter leading inside.
Gahal ravul 𝕘żonë
What are Eshkar?
Genocidal alien warriors, foes of the Rakata. The survivors of their ancient war have been locked in stasis here for thousands of years. You must pass through the teleporter to enter the tomb. Once inside, neutralize the Eshkar prisoners and recover the Rakata technology.
Jubguhu zuza haga, nueksa nunsa bahala.
I suppose I can lower myself to do this.
Munyu, lulu wakvit fatururuk.
It all comes down to this. When the Rakata technology is ours, report to Agent Brandis. Triumph for the Empire.
I did as you said.
You got scans? Let's see what we can find out. I've consulted with the team. It does appear you found our transport system. The aliens who built these devices believed that anyone who imprinted their genetic code on a transport site could travel there instantly from any other.
I think I see.
Probably alien superstition. Some sort of temple. There's no such thing as a matter transmitter. Still, it must have done something. If you can locate and operate the other stations, you could move around this prison faster than anyone. Meanwhile, we'll be here, making sense out of it.
This what you wanted?
Dragons.
Yeah.
And you managed to find minions singing Imagine
Dragons. There is such a thing on Spotify.
I think
there is such a thing.
You tell me why.
I guess they're just popular.
I would like to change this show to combat things like this.
Yes, we can.
To me, that is a greater threat.
Yeah, maybe. So we're talking about the Chinese military. Now, there's been a huge shakeup in China. Xi Jinping has been purging a lot of the military commanders.
Yes.
And, like the rocket chief and all that, they've just been disappeared, demoted, completely taken out of the system. And for the long...
Reclamation Service is mandated to study all dangerous alien technology.
Military decisions are my call. My lord, forgive my tone. Our science officer here thinks he understands troop deployments better than me.
I'm simply concerned. We engaged the Eshka yesterday. 2 were carrying strange blasters, ancient but highly advanced. What's scary is it felt like a test.
You think they were evaluating the weapons?
Against Imperial capabilities, yes. They slaughtered several men, then just disengaged. These blasters were clearly alien. Their bolts boil through armor. The medics say the tissue damage is horrific.
I told Natis, the Republic's our priority, and we're already short-handed. We just... Please excuse me, I have a team reporting in.
My lord, I understand his perspective. But if the Eshkar acquire enough of these weapons, they'll become the biggest threat to Imperial forces on Belsavis.
You seem confident they can get their hands on additional weapons.
Intelligence says the Eshkar recently cracked an ancient storage vault. I translated the manifest fragments. The vault holds large numbers of weapons confiscated by an ancient alien tribunal. Enough to arm the entire Eshkar population. We need to stop them and study this technology before we face it again.
Once I've dispatched these Eshkar, you will have ample opportunity for study.
Be careful of the Eshkar guarding the vault. They've already figured out those weapons. I doubt we can even find the trigger. But anything you can bring back, we'll see what we can do.
Longest time people couldn't really understand why, but a report has just come out.
Well, actually, yeah, before we get to that, I want to read this article. It's actually linked in the description. All of our articles are linked in the description where we got all our information from.
Go.
And before we get into what they found, there's been a bit of a debate about this. We're going to talk about that. But what's not up for debate, and this is the quote, is that there's been a major upheaval within the PLARF, the PLARF.
PLARF.
We love these sounds. What's we had the plan?
Yeah, the plan, the PLAF.
The PLAF and the PLARF.
And now we got the PLARF, yeah.
Which is the Rocket Force, obviously.
Yes, Rocket Force.
And other entities linked to it, as well as China's defense establishment at large in the last year or so. In June 2023, Li Yuchao, the then head of the PLARF, as well as the force's top commissioner and 2 of Li's deputies, were all dismissed reportedly over corruption. In July, so this is like right in succession, right?
Yep.
Wu Guohua, a former senior PLARF officer and head of the PLA's 3rd Department Intelligence Directorate, died under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, because that just happens.
And then, in September 2023, China's defense minister Li Shangfu disappeared from public view officially due to unspecified illness. The following month, Chinese authorities formally announced that Li, who was reportedly under investigation for corruption, had been sacked. He'd only been at the post for 7 months after taking over for Wei Fenghe in March last year. Wei, another former PLARF commander, does not appear to have been publicly heard from since then as well. You understand what a big shakeup. It's unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this in the Chinese military situation.
Yes.
The amount of purges that have been going on due to corruption have been insane. They might actually be for corruption.
Yeah.
They might be because they said the wrong things or they got cozy to the wrong people. There might be internal strife that we just don't know.
Absolutely.
What we do know is that there was a report.
Yeah, apparently the U.S. intelligence do a thing or two.
Apparently. Now this is where it comes into but what seems to have happened?
It's a rocket. Look, guys, it goes up in the sky. Wow.
Yeah. I just assumed
you know what?
Chinese state media.
China's really good at bottle rockets though these days. You know those ones you fill with water and pump up and then they shoot up.
Oh yeah, it's kind of similar to what we're talking about because apparently,
they
found some vast fields of missile silos in Xinjiang, I believe.
Yeah, Western China.
You know, where the genocide's happening.
Yeah.
Apparently, the rockets were discovered to be filled with water.
Well, the silo lids were found to not be able to open properly.
Yes.
So in the event that a rocket needed to be fired, the lids would not be open.
I think that's not up for speculation. The water part
real.
is, but the lid part.
Yeah, the lid is real. So if you try to launch it, you wouldn't be able to launch. There'd be problems, which is a huge issue. That means that all of those massive amounts of missile silos out there were ineffective.
Yeah.
So if you had to fire your ICBM or whatever out there, good luck. They wouldn't be able to fire. So imagine you've got this, we've got missiles incoming from, the US or from Russia or wherever. We need to retaliate. Or more likely scenario, hey, let's fire on another country. And
Taiwan.
you try. Yes, let's fire on a Taiwan. Then it wouldn't work.
Yes.
So.
You know what? It reminds me of something to do with water. Some sort of state official.
You mean this?
A lot of water going on.
So the rumors were, or the so-called intelligence is that you've got all these silos that the lids don't open, and you also have rockets filled with water.
Yeah, so here's the contention.
Yeah.
The contention, and again,
man.
we have...
Sorry, give me a second.
That's okay. The contention... We'll go way back.
I'm all over the
You're
place
going
here,
crazy,
guys.
Dude.
I just wanted to get back to this. Here we go.
The contention is that some military experts say, why would you even put water in rockets? Because when they're stored empty.
Yeah.
You're not going to corrode them on purpose. Right?
No, you're not going to have them filled with rocket fuel.
If there was some problem with fuel, or let's say there's graft involved, there wouldn't need to be water in the equation, is what some people are saying, right? Some people are also saying that a byproduct of these rockets is water, right? Maybe in the combustion element or something.
Sure.
All of that is in the report that has both kind of perspectives, but the lid thing is not really up for contention. It looks like there's been some problems with that, and then also the other side of the thing that kind of supports the water in the rocket argument is this, and I'll read this.
Okay.
The U.S. assessment cited several examples of the impact of graft, including missiles filled with water instead of fuel, in vast fields of missile silos in Western China with lids that didn't function in a way that would allow the missiles to launch effectively. On a broader level, the watering down or even fully replacing fuel with water is a common form of military corruption around the world. So this is from Dr. Jeffrey Lewis.
Yeah.
This is not an unheard of thing. Like, I think a lot of people that are contesting this, or at least taking that side of things, is saying, like, why would you do that? It doesn't make logical sense. But this happens. This is not like an isolated incident.
Yeah.
The sheer money involved with rocket fuel on the black market is enough to, tempt anyone that is susceptible to corruption, right?
Absolutely, because you're getting it for free. If you're a commander or whatever, you're getting it, your allotment sent to you. And then you can say, like, oh, we filled up these rockets or whatever, we need more fuel.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what you're doing is actually just filling them with water, or filling the refueling tanks with water, or diluting it and selling the real stuff off on the black market and making a lot of money.
Yeah. Some people are saying that, they saw that Russian state media picked this story up, so that kind
They would know, because if you look in the history of Soviet Union, it's common.
Yes.
There was a certain type of bomber that used to fly that needed alcohol for its cooling system inside, for the pilots or whatever. It actually had an alcohol.
A little straw.
Oh no! What they would do is those pilots on there, they would literally just sweat it out or whatever, siphon all the alcohol out, and then sell it on the black market. There's a huge thing about it. You can read up on it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So there's these. This is on Word something. Anyway, this is a report. The War Zone, I guess it's called. This is an example of the range of some of these missiles, and so you got to get some perspective. These missiles would be used in a scenario with Taiwan, most likely, right? So if you look at that map real quick.
Okay, I'll bring it back.
I don't know why you skipped it. That's okay. You can see where these missiles would actually go. This is all being developed for a specific purpose.
Well, of course, like the thing is, this whole military readiness and missiles and all that, that's kind of common for any big superpower. Sure. You need to have that deterrent, and you need to have that threatening, that big stick to walk around with. But of course, this is a huge shakeup. And look, some people are pointing fingers and laughing at China and saying, look, they're so corrupt that they filled their missiles up with water and stuff. What do we have to worry about? But on the other hand, it's no laughing matter, because that means that they're actually strengthening themselves now. They're actually doing a shakeup, because corruption in the Chinese government, it's endemic. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You cannot get away from corruption, and in the military either. Corruption is just part of how the system works.
Yeah.
It's how people are put into power. It's how things are run. If you want to get anything done, you have to bribe or at least curry favor with the right people. You know, guanxi, all of that stuff. We've lived it. We know what it's like. So, you know, corruption is there. And when they start rooting the corruption out is when you have to start worrying, because that means that they're actually taking things seriously, and they want to actually not just have a fake facade of a military, they want a real one.
Yeah.
And so if they get rid of the water out of the missiles and fix the lids on the silos, that means now they're ready to fight.
Yeah, I think before we had a dangerous China, right? Like a dangerous China led by the Chinese government, but it was rife with corruption.
And it was a paper tiger.
It was a paper tiger. Now I think we're seeing a real tiger being developed and rooting out corruption. Not in necessarily within the government at large.
No.
I'm talking about like within the functional options.
That's
to be more functional. And I think that is a good start.
Yeah. So I think for people that are kind of having a chuckle at the Chinese government for being so corrupt and having water in their missiles, remember this is a bad sign.
Yeah.
Because if they are, first of all, you know, this is coming out, they're doing something about it, that means that they're very seriously getting ready for something.
I think
construction complete.
Also, there's a lot of lessons to be learned that China's learning right now with Russia. When they faced enormous failures and exposed a lot of the corruption while in the situation, all on social media, they're able to see all this, and the fact that they have
construction complete.
They can probably alert them. Like, we need to deal with this stuff.
New construction options.
Correct. Definitely, the whole invasion of Ukraine was definitely a big learning experience for China and Russia.
Construction complete.
For sure. But this is
ready.
definitely going to be a developing thing.
Building.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it and see where it goes. But
I just want to end by saying I encourage people to look into
ready.
what they think actually
Building.
have to do, and I think that
Unit ready.
description is very thorough on both sides.
Yeah.
We do know, you know, just from living in China, we know that China deals with corruption at an unreal level. And the fact that they're being so public about all of these purges and about all of this alleged corruption, it's a bit worrying, like you said, because they're actually showing some functionality in their future war preparations, as opposed to before when you sweep it all under the rug.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got a very big worldview coming up. So how about we move directly into Wumao Corner first?
Sure.
Unit ready.
Wumao Corner, we talk about the haters and what they're up to, and let's see what we've got in store for you today.
Unit ready. Building.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes. Wait away, sir. So this is pretty interesting.
Unit ready.
If you guys
Building.
If you guys don't have Apple, you will know what file sharing
Building.
is. At least like through Bluetooth.
Unit ready.
If you use Bluetooth, you can send a file from one person to another person. AirDrop is
Unit
Apple's
ready.
version of that.
Yes, sir. Building.
Like system to do
Unit
such a thing.
ready.
And yet it's very simple.
And yet it's very simple, but it's only between Apple devices. Yeah. Point. Now, what happened was back in the Hong Kong protests,
Construction complete.
and then also subsequently the Shanghai uprising.
The biggest thing also was like the whole bridge
the bridge
Bannerman
Beijing.
thing.
People were using what's it called, AirDrop to send each other digital leaflets, as they were calling them, because normally what you'll have in a protest. Yes, sir. Join us at this bridge or whatever, you know, like free China or something like this around China. People were using AirDrop to send each other this leaflet so that it couldn't be traced. And the reason is that AirDrop is encrypted, right? So it's when what you send, nobody can intercept theoretically, and when you do intercept, you won't know who sent it or who received it. So what happened?
Well, here's the thing. AirDrop, as we all know, it's something that's on everyone's iPhone if you've got an iPhone, and if you've got a MacBook or something. And all you do is you can have any file you want, whether it's an image or a video or whatever, and you can share it. And when you share it, you choose AirDrop. What it does then is it pings out there and sees anyone that's ready to receive an AirDrop. Now you have the choice to have your phone set to be able to receive from everyone or just from your friends. If you've set it to just from your friends or your contacts, then you won't be
Construction
visible.
complete.
But if you've got it set to receive from everyone, which I do believe is default, could be wrong, I think it's default.
Building.
People will be able to see you and try to send you something. So
Building.
you might be sitting on the subway and suddenly a message pops up and says, do you want to accept this?
You want to build a snowman?
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to accept this file?
Yeah. Of course you're going to say no.
And you normally would say cancel,
Construction
no. But
complete.
of course you can say yes if it looks enticing.
You could.
Especially since people started to learn that this is a good way to go undetected. Because listen, here's the thing.
Unit
Because it's peer-to-peer and it's like you have to be
Building.
within 10 feet or whatever to receive it. Or, you know, it's something that doesn't go over the internet.
Yeah.
So the Chinese censors and government cannot see it or track it, right? That's why the Chinese government is so afraid of this technology. Because I could pass secret messages to you, for instance, if we were on the subway.
In Beijing.
Yeah, in Beijing, right underneath the
Unit
nose of the government.
ready.
I could, on Tiananmen Square, I could send you
Building.
something via airdrop. You could get
Be
it.
like, remember the massacre?
Yeah, I could send you anything. I could send you a
Picture
picture I
of
just
McDonald's.
took, or you know, whatever.
Unit
So
ready.
the Chinese government didn't like this
Building.
at all, because all of a sudden they couldn't control the flow of information anymore. Because people could go and
Building.
share, they could get groups together, they could be on the subway, they could be on the buses, you know, passing notes and directions on what to do and where to go and how to protest and things like that. So they were like, no. So they actually forced Apple to introduce this feature that you can no longer leave your airdrop to be open for everyone to send you stuff.
Yeah.
And if you set it to everyone, it's only that way for 10 minutes and then automatically turns off.
And that did that for everyone.
Yeah, and then then they rolled it out
Construction
from there to everyone. This was definitely just capitulating to China. Because for years and years and years, your phone would be open to everyone, somebody could send. It's up to you whether you want to receive it or not, right? But then Apple was like, well, China's gonna kick us out if we don't do something. So then they introduced this whole like 10-minute limit for everyone. So you have to manually enable it. 10 minutes later, it turns off. So that means that
New
people can send
construction
things to strangers.
options.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. We have to talk about this vulnerability, and we have to be realistic
Building.
about it here. Back in 2019, I think it's a German security company actually told Apple that there was a vulnerability in their AirDrop system. Okay. Now, how this vulnerability works is, don't worry, guys, you're not going to get hacked all of a sudden. Okay. If you
Construction complete.
accept, like for instance, if I'm the bad actor, I'm the hacker here. Okay. So I'm the Chinese government. I've got my secret police on the train. They create a document that says Free Hong Kong. .avi or whatever, right? .jpeg. And if they try to send it to you and you see it pop up, and
Building.
you're like, you don't know who it is, but it's like Free Hong Kong, and
Building.
you accept it. Only if you accept an airdrop request from this hacker, you know, government agent.
Right.
Then, when the phones do that transfer,
Building.
because of the lackluster security on
Unit
Apple's side,
ready.
that hacker will
Building.
be able to get certain identifying information about you, like your name and
Unit
your
ready.
telephone number,
Building.
email address.
Yeah.
Once they've got that information from you, they don't
Unit
know if you're a
ready.
dissident or whatever, but think about it.
Building.
If they're sending a
Unit ready.
loaded thing, like say freehongkong.jpg,
Unit
and you
ready.
accept that, then they're going to
Building.
suspect that you're a
Unit
Free Hong Kong
ready.
advocate. Now they have your information.
Unit ready.
Now they can come and arrest you
Building.
and interrogate you.
Unit
So the
ready.
vulnerability is that
Unit ready.
you know, through an airdrop transfer,
Building.
if you accept, you have to accept.
Construction complete.
The Chinese government will now be able
Unit
to
ready.
get your personal information. They can't actually
Unit ready.
hack in and see what files are
Building.
transferred or whatever from anyone else. So just so you understand how it works.
Unit
The
ready.
thing is, Apple knew about it since 2019. They
Unit
acknowledged that they
ready.
received this report from, you know, the German company. But it's a little bit disturbing because it shows that, I don't know, it just shows Apple.
Lost.
You know, because they really shouldn't
Unit
allow this to happen.
lost.
They're putting people's lives at risk.
Yes.
They just don't want to stand up to China, and it's disappointing to say the least to see an
options.
American company roll over like that.
I think I'm a little bit pissed off because it's not the first time, like you said. I feel like this is a problem that has not been addressed, and I feel like
Building.
they do like, people whine about it and they do articles about it, and then it kind of just, it's like, oh, nothing happened. The rollout that was clearly in capitulation to the Chinese government, right?
Yeah.
Still maintains, it's in place in the software now. Like
Yeah.
it didn't, like, you know, when that whole hubbub came out and they're like, they responded and then now people can't accept files, and they did the whole 10-minute thing because of the Chinese government. Everyone's up in arms, right? Everyone's like, this is bull, right? I can't believe we're capitulating. Now everyone has to
Construction
suffer.
complete.
Now everyone has to deal with it because of their censorship. Because of the Chinese government, and then nothing gets reversed. Nothing gets rolled back, right? There's no, the pushback stops. Like, and then now we're faced
Building.
with
Apple
reality.
has done all sorts of crap like host people's iCloud files in China and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember, they've done a lot of bad things to capitulate to the Chinese government. And you know what? Apple's just one of those companies, just like I think Tesla as well, that just seem to be immune from criticism.
Yeah.
You know, like how many times have people complained about Tesla's not doing the full self-driving or whatever that they were promised from 2017 or something. People complain, but then it just seems to be swept under the rug and, you know, hey, look, there's a Cybertruck now or whatever, and people just focus on that. Same with Apple. It just seems like maybe because it's such a popular technology company, people are willing to make excuses for their bad behavior.
Building.
You know what I mean?
I don't think people are making excuses. Everyone gets up in arms. They get upset about it. Like I said, nobody says, "Oh, I've changed my mind. I like it now." You know what I mean? People
no,
just
but
roll
I think
over.
because they rely on it so much, or that they like it so much, they're willing to overlook them doing terrible things and capitulate to the Chinese government.
I think you're right. I think that's what it's like. But it's not in support. It's like,
it's making excuses for. I know it's not in support, but anyway, look, Apple has done a bunch of bad things on behalf of the Chinese government that's absolutely put people's lives at risk. It's not okay. You know, especially since they have the complete opposite attitude when it comes to, you know, within the United States, for instance. Like when the FBI needed access to a terrorist's phone and they refused to help them unlock it.
Right.
So they'll do that in America.
Airstrike
but in China,
ready.
they're willing to compromise, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's admirable when you say that in isolation, but then when you say it from the other side of things,
it's the same. It's the same
well,
company.
What the hell, dude?
Why can't they have the same, you know, the same attitude?
Do both.
Yeah. Why do you have to be like that, you know, only in America?
Yes.
Anyway, we've gone on about it long enough. Just wanted to let you know that there is a hack, and the whole point is that there's a Beijing company that works for the CCP that actually publicly acknowledge that they have this exploit and that they can. And the reason they're doing this is they want to scare people away from using airdrop.
That's what I was about to say. That the only reason they would make this public, because it seems dumb to put that out there, is because they're worried about airdrop. And they don't want people to use it if you're a dissident in China, right? So now they're putting it out there and be like, well, we're going to find out who you are, and then people will move it anymore.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. You can use airdrop still, just don't accept random files from random people. Just only send it. Yeah, if you're in China, send it between people that you know. You'll still be safe. They can't hack into it. They can just exploit you if you accept it there.
Yeah, like a.
Let's move on.
This one, I just brushed over this. There's a whole lot of. You remember when China brokered that whole stuff?
Yeah.
Remember that was this big news about how China just caused peace in the Middle East. We saw all of the China propaganda outlets that were pumping this out. We just, you know, Chinese government just brokered peace. It's unheard of. The U.S. used bombs, China used peace, all this kind of stuff. Well, there have been some benefits from their brokerage because there's this very scary
building.
I guess the Houthis or Houthis. And what they do is, I guess they're Iran backed.
Who this?
Who this? They'll say who this?
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea. Yeah.
What they do is they have stopped. I don't know why no one's talking about this. This is actually one time I can actually say this.
Yeah.
Until I I didn't know about it. They are blocking off a very popular shipping route around Africa, right? And they're blocking off all of these containers that they're trying to get through. Except what people have found out from this article is that they're allowing China shipping company Costco, C-O-S-C-O.
Yeah, not Costco.
Not Costco.
Like, yeah, it's Costco, because of course, you know, hey, may as well knock off that. I think the logo even looks the same, doesn't it?
Anyway, this shipping company has been allowed to go through, right? This is also being tied to something about oil money in Panama, which is there's a whole swath of information. It's down. I put the link down below.
Links in the description.
But importantly enough, it's interesting to see whenever there's an unstable state, or an unsavory state like China's rushing over there to make diplomatic ties right up.
It's kind of crazy. They have a lot of ties with terrorist organizations.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Anyway, what have we got next? Chinese PLA map. Indian Ocean for submarines.
I thought this was just relatively tiny.
Building.
So, again, this is one of those things we like to always talk about.
It's basically when the Chinese government says we're doing something for something that actually is just for military purposes. You know, you can say we're developing a a gun to shoot rats. The rats are meanwhile it's high-powered.
Moving out.
But you can say it's for one purpose, but you actually use it for another purpose. They do this with everything. Satellites, with mapping technology, all this. It's always like they say it's meant for a civilian thing, but it's actually dual use. It's supposed to be a military thing.
Yeah, so what they're doing here is mapping.
Unit ready.
The reason is that
Building.
they need that area for energy supply if they invade Taiwan. So they're trying to map this out. Again, I don't like to see... We never put a time limit on like when Taiwan's going to get invaded and all this kind of stuff. Of course, it's up to things like local politics in Taiwan. It's up to just trying to feel like they can confidently pull it off. It's up to the whole global order of whatever's happening. But to see that so many steps being taken all the time, escalating this further and further is never nice to see.
No, it's not nice to see.
It's not nice.
No.
But nobody's looking for something. No. I mean, I would say.
Oh, what is this? Guys, we have a Monday show. It's called
Unit
Shaban Ho. It's a VIP show. This is what you missed.
It's like industrial runoff.
This snack is just a menace to society.
Not looking forward to it.
Unit moving out.
It's hell.
It's hell. Like
Not kind of like
building.
This is what hell probably is.
You don't want to be eating something that came out of an industrial park in China.
Building.
It smells like meat.
Unit ready.
It
Unit ready.
does smell like meat. It smells
Building.
like dog food.
Oh, does it?
Unit ready.
Oh,
Waiting,
it
moving
really
out.
does.
Unit
These
ready.
are so
Building.
preserved. Yeah, you could put
Unit
this in a
ready.
mummy's tomb. Tastes a little bit like
Unit
cigarette.
ready.
That's just rubber. Look
Building.
at it. It's bendy
Unit
rubber. It's
ready.
rubber, dude.
Woo! That was a spectacular feast.
Unit
Yeah, no,
ready.
one thing that you may not have seen is
Building.
there were a couple of things we actually liked.
Yeah, so what we did was we
Unit
did a series of different tiers of Chinese
Building.
gas stations.
Yes, sir.
So we took you into footage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of the worst
Unit
and the best
ready.
gas stations. So look at the
Building.
This is just a good little hype clip.
Yeah.
And we tier
Unit
listed.
ready.
And then we got gas station snacks from each tier.
Yeah.
And we tiered those.
Insufficient funds.
It's really great. Again, what's something like, but that's not good. We're like, this is delicious. You're probably not gonna be like, I gotta see that.
Yeah. So exactly. So for those of you who'd like to join us, head on over to patreon.com/podcast and join the Shaban Ho tier. If of course you have the means, and we'd love to see you there. It's just a little hangout. It's always a different topic. It's something fun. Mondays, and we show you things that we just can't normally show you.
Yeah, it's more fun than, and this show is fun, but it's more like fun hanging out, like
moving out.
having a good time.
Anyway, time to move on now with Worldview.
Moving out.
This is where we talk about everything in the world. Specifically with regards to China, we got quite a big one today. So let's get right into it with this China's double whammy. What's this headline you've thrown in?
Repairing.
So China's exports fell for the first time
Helps
in
our
7
industry.
years as domestic demand dips. Why? Well, what happened was we're constantly bombarded over and over again. I think this actually pertains to the first clip we showed, that funny one that we're laughing at, right? The one with the people talking about the New Year's of China's goals.
Ion cannon
Yeah, the
charging.
vitality is yeah.
Now,
New
as funny
construction
as all that stuff
options.
is, it really is
Building.
emblematic of what China's trying to do. What they're trying to
Building.
do is just over and over again cook the books, lie about it, pretend like everything's okay. Because if they pretend like everything's okay, foreign investment remains
Construction
pumping in
complete.
China, the economy gets propped up, everything kind of goes as it always has been. But with the more transparency and data that people are figuring out how to actually measure things and the power of the internet now, they're kind of seeing behind the facade of the Chinese government's reports on the economy.
Repairing.
And now we're looking at just the polar
Insufficient
opposite of what
funds.
the
Unit
real
lost.
data is that exports,
Unit lost.
right? And that is not a good thing when you're in almost your entire economy based on manufacturing and exports. Right? Now, the exports to other countries, they didn't necessarily fall, but they're our biggest trade partner
Repairing.
is China, right?
Yes.
So when that
New
makes
construction
a massive
options.
it's a massive hit to the global economy,
Unit
China's
ready.
economy, and China-U.S. relations at large.
Building.
It was pretty
On
gloomy
hold.
data, right?
Cancel.
2016 was the last time that the trade, the trade
Building.
Let me actually look at.
I mean, 2016. Why was that?
the last.
Building.
There was just a huge global demand prior and post that time, right, for Chinese-made goods.
Okay.
But you look at it, like, you look at 2008, you can kind of explain that away.
Yeah, there was the financial crisis. People don't have money to go buy their cheap Android tablet or whatever.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The next dip much less bad than that was
2016. Yeah, I'll get us out of there.
2022.
Building.
But 2019 was bad, but that's COVID.
That's COVID, right? That can be explained away.
Yeah.
Now we're in an organic economic time. People have money, they have money to spend. And despite all the ads you see for all these services that are selling Chinese goods, exports to the U.S. are low. Yeah, all-time low since 2016.
Construction
Pretty nuts
complete.
to see such bad, good propaganda coming out from China about their growth and cooperation and how much they're actually exporting versus the reality of the situation.
Yeah, of course. When people have to go out there and say things so loudly, they're usually experiencing the opposite. They're trying to hide something.
Yes.
Right? It's like, you know, somebody who's living day to day and they don't have enough money to spend on anything, but they'll buy a BMW on credit to say, like, look how wealthy I am, you know, type thing, just to divert attention away. And that's what's going on with China.
That's good. That's a good analogy, yeah.
I knew a dude like that. He, like, basically had to pay off this BMW he bought new, but he was like living.
That's a real example.
Yeah, he was living with like 12 people in a scummy flat in a very bad place in South Africa.
Just to like.
Just so that he could have that BMW, you know.
Poor guy.
Construction
That's like
complete.
obviously a mental thing, you know.
Yeah, he was a douche.
Repairing.
It was all about his image.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Kind of like China. It's all about their image.
I'm saying you have to be you kind of have to be in a bad place mentally to care about your image that much.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
exactly.
Anyway.
Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? So,
share reports from China. Have a look. We're on a dip now. We're on a dip now, and this is kind of emblematic of the whole cool down. If you go look at Chinese propaganda, and again, I think every time you can go look at it, you can get an idea of what's really happening by saying. And I know this is oversimplifying it, but just think of the opposite.
Yeah.
When you see so much stuff coming out of China about how the economy is, you know, totally fine, it's great, steady growth, high quality development. When you hear these buzzwords over and over again, you look into it, you go, something is wrong.
Gaslight domestic product.
It's called gaslight domestic product. I think just figured something out. Can we coin this term?
Yeah, I think we should.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's
gaslight domestic product.
that's what China does.
That's the official
name.
name.
The GDP, yeah.
Yeah. You can check in any journal.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I like it. Anyway, that's
yeah, that's that.
There's some stuff down in the description you can check out.
Now, we have to talk about this
building
this Chinese
construction
military
complete.
dude.
Yeah, promise an update, right?
Yeah, just a quick update on the guy, and it's very disappointing. But not that long ago, 2 U.S. servicemen were arrested for selling secrets to China. Now, both of them were Chinese nationals.
But they were American citizens.
Yeah, they were Chinese nationals who moved to America, then naturalized to become American, and then immediately joined the armed forces. And then were approached by Chinese intelligence officers, and even through their families and stuff, and told, hey, listen, you know what, give us U.S. military secrets and we'll pay you. And who knows what other benefits they got. That's all up to speculation, but we'll talk about this guy in particular because he's just been sentenced. So what he did was he provided information about joint maneuvers and military exercises in the South China Sea to his Chinese handler in the Chinese intelligence, and also photographs and you know, like information and tons of information about the radar systems in Okinawa.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I didn't know.
No, I mean, if you think about this, right? This is bad. He's put a lot of people's lives in danger. Because if the Chinese government knows exactly the radar systems, etc., then they'll know how to circumvent them. They'll know how to get around them. They'll know how to find a way in. They'll be able to maybe disable them or whatever. Okay, this is vital information.
Right.
And you've got all those U.S. servicemen based in Okinawa.
Right.
And never mind the joint military exercises that he gave detailed information about.
Those are his compatriots, right?
Yeah.
His fellow soldiers.
Building.
Yeah. Anyway, so he was caught. He was sentenced, and you would think that this would get a big sentence.
Yeah, it was supposed to be max 20.
Construction complete.
He got 2 years.
Repairing.
And he was fined $5,000, $5,500. It's not even a slap on the wrist, it's insulting. And I've got to say that, honestly, I'm incredibly disappointed because this sets a precedent.
I, as an American, am proud. I'm just saying, you're saying from an outside perspective. This is a foreigner.
Yeah, exactly.
You can say this as a foreigner.
Absolutely, I could say it as a foreigner. I don't give a shit. The thing is, here's the thing. I'm incredibly disappointed in this.
It's a pretty lame
dude,
Building.
what this is doing is it's advertising to every single potential Chinese spy out there.
Yeah.
Okay, anyone who's been approached by a Chinese military intelligence official and told to spy on the US
Building.
government because they're already inside the military, of which, of course, there are many potential. That if they get caught,
Construction complete.
we're gonna get a slap on the wrist. Maybe 2 years,
Insufficient
maybe
funds.
$5,000. Doesn't matter. This guy already was paid over $15,000 by his intelligence operative, and that's just what they know about. Of course, he probably got paid more to his family in China or whatever. You never know. It's hard to tell.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm just making that up. You never know. But the thing is, there is no deterrent now. You can literally be a treasonous piece of shit and put American servicemen and women's lives on the line and only get 2 years in prison.
Yikes.
It's rubbish because there was not that long ago somebody took a picture of a submarine and got like 18 years or something.
Keen says, so the guy made a profit
Unit
from being
ready.
paid $15K to that small fine.
I know.
He
I
made
know.
a $10K
He
profit.
made a $10,000 profit. Now he gets 2 years of free room and board.
Repairing.
And it's not a deterrent. The guy sold out the U.S. military to Chinese military intelligence, and that's all he got was 2 years. Do better, America. Do better. This is not okay. This sets a very bad precedent. Okay, especially China is so motivated right now to steal military secrets. They have been for years. We all know
Building.
that.
Come
All
on!
Chinese military tech is based on American stuff anyway and Soviet stuff.
You know how this is a good point to comment. He probably cooperated. Maybe that's that whole thing when you cooperate, maybe you like give up information or whatever.
That does.
to your alleged-
Yeah, I mean, fine. Maybe there's something going on behind closed doors. Who cares?
I'm saying
It's
we
what-
don't know
It's
all
what's
of the
out there in
details.
public.
Yeah, it's like
'Cause
I'm saying like I understand your perspective
sir.
of putting it out there.
Yeah.
Like that's what you see.
You know how many people have probably not, they've been approached by the Chinese intelligence
Right.
agencies and they're like,
Complete.
you know what, this is treason. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But now that they see that treason only gets you 2 years, they're like, woohoo,
Building.
I'll take that risk. It's such a small potential.
That would be interesting though, like just devil's
Yeah.
advocate.
Yeah.
To think
Construction
about
complete.
If there was cooperation involved, could have led to something better, maybe a bigger fine. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe. But it also opens the entire,
Building.
military up to
Come on!
potential spies.
Insufficient
Because
funds.
it's easy. The repercussions are nothing. It's 2 years and $5,000. Just about anyone can afford that.
Yeah.
If you were offered a massive amount of
sir.
money from the Chinese military right now, and
sir.
you're in the military, they say, I'm going to give you $100,000, take some pictures of the submarine. And you're like, sure, why not? 100
Construction
grand?
complete.
What's going to happen to you? 2 years and $5 grand fine?
Ion cannon ready.
No, not you. I'm just saying if you're like a kind of just a slightly corrupt feeling dude.
Yeah, if you're like you wake up on the corrupt side of the bed that day.
And you don't even necessarily need to be Chinese. You could be anyone, right?
Yeah.
You see the sets of
What
bad
happened to the other
precedent.
dude? Remember there's two?
He hasn't been
Building.
sentenced yet.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he'll get the big sentence.
Unit ready.
Yeah, anyway,
Building.
I feel strongly for the
Unit ready.
I know.
I believe in justice.
You also
Unit
understand
ready.
though, the devil's advocate
Building.
does warrants at
Unit
least
ready.
maybe it led to something.
Unit ready.
Who knows?
Building.
Unfortunately, we'll probably never know.
Unit
Anyway,
ready.
listen, we've got to talk about the Chinese economy
Unit
a little bit
ready.
more, but
Yeah.
there's
Building. Unit
it's obviously
ready.
far worse.
Unit ready.
Okay, because what we're seeing now is a huge amount of unemployment.
Yeah.
Dire straits.
Yeah, this is where we're going to get into a little detail about how bad it's been getting for people in China. And there's a lot of ways to measure that metric. I
Building.
think a popular topic in China right now amongst young people is the idea that the Chinese dream is not what we were told in school. The Chinese dream being that everyone deserves moderate prosperity, everyone deserves a job, everyone deserves
Repairing.
a livelihood. It's not crazy and unrealistic like the American dream where you might get rich, you might
Unit
die trying,
ready.
right?
Sure.
The
Building.
Chinese dream is more secure. Let the government put your trust in the government, and they'll take care of everything. You won't necessarily be wildly rich, but you'll have enough, and you'll be able to survive. The reason that idea of the and by the way, doesn't that dream sound
Repairing.
ridiculous?
Yeah.
Such
What a
there's
dream.
there's no hope there. That's kind of like I'll just let things happen. Hopefully the government
Unit
works out.
ready.
I know. It's,
Building.
Who trusts their government enough in any country?
Unit lost.
Never mind.
yeah, exactly.
To take care of you, the country without any social programs.
It's pretty
Anyway, Long story short, a lot of young people's conversation right now when they have these
Building.
phenomenons like lie flat, let it rot, right? All of these apathetic.
I got a new one for you today.
Unit
Oh,
ready.
that's coming
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
All of these
Yes, sir.
catchphrases that the Chinese government bans are signs of an apathetic populace because
Unit
the
report.
Chinese populace, the young Chinese populace,
Vehicle
is an
reporting.
all-time
Moving out.
high unemployment rate. And so this idea that you're going to get the iron rice bowl, where
Repairing.
provided you get rice and oil and everything you need to survive, you might not be super rich, but the government will take care of you, is
Unit
vanishing
ready.
before people's eyes right now.
No problem.
The economic downturn means that a lot of people, a huge swath of the population, cannot find jobs anymore. The ones that do find jobs out of university, not painting a rosy picture either, because their salaries are so dismal, it's not enough to support them, never mind their parents and grandparents, especially being only children.
Yes, sir.
So this
Moving out.
disillusionment is coming
Yes,
to the
sir.
forefront, I think, a lot faster than
Yes,
the Chinese
sir.
government wanted it to. And we're seeing
Acknowledge.
symptoms of just an enormous amount of people fleeing.
Yes.
An enormous amount of people running from China to come to places like England, the EU, Australia is a massive one. Canada, probably the biggest.
Sure.
And also in the US.
Yeah, I thought we'd go over this. Now, listen, it's unprecedented. This last year, within the
Building.
first 11 months, September, October,
Building.
November, we're talking over
Unit
31,000 Chinese nationals
Building.
were arrested crossing the border
Unit
illegally
ready.
into the USA. All right?
Unit
Which is
ready.
10 times more than the year before.
Building.
We're looking
Right,
at
so
a
it's a 10
huge,
times
we're
Unit ready.
huge amounts coming over. We're going to talk about this a little bit. This actually stems from some
Unit
see some
ready.
photos from the Associated
Building.
Press of literal caravans of Chinese people coming over the border
Unit
illegally.
ready.
Okay?
Building.
And this is because
sir.
they're all taking part of this new thing called
Unit ready.
Shui, okay?
Building.
Which means it's kind of a funny play on words because I think Run means
Unit
to like
ready.
moisten, something like that.
Building.
But because it's
Insufficient
Run, and
funds.
it's spelled in pinyin,
Oh, like
R-U-N,
run.
like
Unit
run.
ready.
So it's
I didn't know
basically run,
Unit
study
ready.
running, okay, or runology. It's,
Study
Building.
it's the study of absconding
Unit
and fleeing
ready.
from and abandoning China, okay? This is something that's new. And this is something that, I did talk about it in a previous video, but this is something that's really important, all right? The Chinese economy is so bad that middle-class people, not even just the poor are down on their luck, but
Yes,
the
sir.
middle-class and
No
even
problem.
well-to-do people are simply doing runology, okay?
Runology.
Yeah,
This is
runology,
interesting.
which is the
Sexy
study of fleeing
on it.
China and coming to the U.S. illegally. Okay, how this works is
I'm
it's
on
now
it.
become like a cottage industry.
Yeah.
No
It's
problem.
pretty simple.
You
There
got
are a number of ways you can do this, and it's all
on it.
out there on the open on the Chinese internet. That's
You
the
got
thing
it.
that's, again, kind of mind-boggling about the Chinese internet is that you can get information on how to do illegal things just out there, okay?
Yes.
I did a video about how
Yes,
birth
sir.
tourism was a thing, how they teach you and coach you how
Yes,
to
sir.
cross the border and lie about the fact that
Moving
you're
out.
going on
Repairing.
a holiday in order to have birth in America, for instance, so you can
waiting
open up
on it.
trust funds and get your kid to have an American passport and all
Yeah.
that. You know, that's out there. It's out there. You
Yeah.
can go read it.
Sure.
I translated some websites on my video. Now, with runology, it's
Building.
the same. They coach people on how to
Unit
get to
Down,
America
rock
and roll.
illegally. Now, there's a couple of ways. The two most popular ways to do it is, number one, is you go down to Ecuador because you don't need a visa if you're a Chinese national.
Oh, it's visa-free for
Yeah.
Chinese.
You pop in there, and then they've got a whole route that you take. But it's all step by step on social media. They tell you how to do it. They tell you which place to go to, what hotels to stay in, which guides to hire, which buses to take, and there's a whole process. It is a pretty long and arduous journey, but it's
Waiting order.
all set out for you.
Yes, sir.
So if you're willing to go through like about a
Acknowledge.
month of discomfort traveling here and there and taking a boat and a this and a that, you can get all the way
Unit
up to the border,
ready.
and they've got people that help you along the way to make sure that you make it there. They can tell you what to do, which I'll tell you in a minute once you get to the border. The other way, if you've got money, is you simply fly into Europe and from Europe into Mexico, and then you can just cross from Mexico. So, you know, it depends on who you are, what your background is. There's different
sir.
routes for you to take. But at the end of the day, what they do tell you to do is that you must get arrested by
Building.
border
Yo.
border patrol, ICE or whatever. But you must come through San Diego.
I'm on it.
Oh, okay.
98% of all the arrests of Chinese nationals crossing the border have been in San Diego in September of last year anyway.
Waiting order.
So what you do is you get
Acknowledge.
arrested because then they will ask, and then you do the asylum seeking thing, right?
Oh, so they're all going for asylum.
Yeah, that's what they say. Then they will say, well, where is your destination? Like, what's the address that you're intending to go to?
Yes, sir.
And they'll all say, and then what they do is they give you a court date to arrive on in New York. Like, and the system's so backed up, it's like a long ways away. So they give you a court date, like you must appear in court at this and this and this place. They're Catholic charity organizations and stuff. They put them up for the night in a hotel or whatever. And then, you know, the people that are coming over the border, they've got money prepared to take a flight directly to New York.
Yes, sir.
And then they've already got jobs lined up.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so because I told you it's a cottages. So there are a lot of businesses that want cheap labor. Okay? And so jobs, restaurants that are already lined up. But it's all set up. So when you do this runology, it's basically the study of how to get to and enter America legally. And then you've got road, you've got it.
Unit lost.
That's why you see this being such an attractive thing for people to leave their lives in China.
Yes, sir.
This very arduous journey to take the Ecuadorian route. Or, of course,
moving out.
Unit lost.
South America.
Unit lost.
This has become an attractive thing, so attractive that it has so many
Turn now to a story about the big increase in Chinese migrants coming through the U.S. border down to Mexico. Border Patrol agents arrested over 24,000 Chinese people for crossing the U.S. southern border over the past year through September. That's more than 10 times higher than the previous year.
Yes, sir.
The overall rise in illegal border crossings that has made headlines. Elizabeth Hong shows us why the Chinese migrants are willing to risk everything for a chance.
So many people leaving China to come to America. They're not only that's just an indication of how bad the Chinese economy is. And especially after COVID, where they locked down all these businesses and stuff.
Yeah, I just want to read a couple quotes. This makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir.
Because think about it. You wouldn't leave unless you had a reason. Like a 10 times increase is crazy.
In a year.
In a year, right? 10 times. So think about this. I just want to read a couple quotes from that BBC article, which pertains to it. It says the entire life of young people has been shaped by the idea if you study hard, then at the end of your hard work there will be a job and a highly paid decent life waiting for you. Now they find out that this promise is no longer working. So what do you do? Well,
Our base is
in
under
China,
attack.
you're faced with Chinese propaganda, which tells you everywhere else is bad. But at the same time, reality
construction options.
Right? People can still talk to each other. People still have family abroad. They know that things aren't that bad and that there's opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So people end up realizing that, hey, what's better than abject unemployment and no future for me? Government censorship.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Building. Somewhere else. Yep. And that's just becoming more and more
Unit
for
ready.
a lot of people.
Building.
Yeah, there's another quote.
Repairing.
The jobs in China, they don't have good
Unit
prospects for
ready.
your future.
Yes, sir.
Now, for low salaries,
Building.
you are easily replaceable.
Insufficient
That's why most people would rather stay at home, and that makes sense. There's so many jobs now that you don't have job security in China, like
Repairing.
whatsoever. Whereas there's a huge market
Repairing.
for jobs abroad, especially in places
Unit
like the US.
ready.
So if you're stuck in a situation where over 20% of people your age cannot get a job, and then when you do get a job, you're replaced by someone that's more
Building.
Yes, sir.
fits the position
Repairing.
better, like this with no repercussions. Of course you're gonna leave.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna leave.
Acknowledged.
It's pretty crazy.
Especially when it's laid out for you on social media. Think about it.
Yeah.
If you are in a bad situation and you start seeing popping all up on your social media, go to America, this is how you do it. And you've got obviously companies like People pay money. It's not like you're just going to go there by yourself. You pay guides and you pay people to like sort you all out and get you on the road.
Repairing.
I was reading, the people that fly to Mexico and stuff.
Our base is under attack. Unit ready.
The cheaper ones, you still have to pay people along the way. So it's a money scheme. It's a cottage industry, right?
Sure.
But at the end of the day, this is what happens. But there's been a pretty interesting case that's come out of all this. I wanted to talk about this because there's this guy who is, I don't know, it's hard to really explain the situation, but he's both irritating but also a very good almost propaganda for America, if you want to put it that way, which I'll talk about in a minute. Remember, by the way, the Chinese people crossing the border illegally, they want to get arrested because it's part of the whole process. They're not like running over the border to try and hide in the bushes or something. They actually, the whole purpose is once they're over the border, they walk up to the border patrol and be like, hey.
Insufficient.
You know what I mean? Remember, that's part of this whole runology, like checklist. There's just a playbook, a checklist, right?
Gotcha.
So I wanted to talk about this guy.
Ready.
He calls himself Professor Fat Man Ding. Okay. Cool. All right. So now Professor Fat Man Ding has become a celebrity in China. And basically, he came to America. The exact circumstances under which he came to America, I don't know if he was one of these runology guys or not. But he came to work, and then he was dissatisfied with the jobs he was offered. Because he was offered, like, basically construction work and restaurant work. So he's like, screw it.
Stuff, yeah.
He was like, screw it. I'm not going to be taken advantage of. I'm just going to go out there and be homeless. So he made a name, and he's got over 2 million followers in China. He's a celebrity. Okay, so he's got a massive following in China. He live streams being homeless in America. Okay, but he's both been hailed as a hero, and he's also pissed a lot of people off at the same time. Okay, because what he does is, I'll show you a couple of clips. Is he's basically a food critic for homeless handouts.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
打开看一下啊，猜的没错啊，好像是一块提拉米苏，对吧，圈圈？
Yeah, that cake did look good. I'm surprised at the quality of food that homeless people get. But again, it's a great advert for America, isn't it? Because you would never be able to get something like that in China.
No, well, there is no.
Yeah, there isn't. I mean, so anyway, he goes around and took this from his Billy. He's got a Billy account. You can see he goes around.
I'm building.
Yeah.
Reinforcements have arrived. Our base is under attack. Insufficient.
So he live streams. He's a live streamer.
Ready.
I'm still a little baffled by the whole homeless live streamer phenomenon. You said it's a real thing.
Yeah, in
just
the
like,
US as well. There's a bunch of Americans. Like, I guess it's entertaining for a lot of people, you know what I mean? But it's also it's a struggle.
Well, basically, his day goes like this, at least in the beginning, is he lives in a tent, makes a mess there, the local government comes to his notice.
Ready.
Tent to the other side of the road.
Building.
He goes to the public library to charge all the devices and stuff, and then he goes, hangs around in Skid Row and tries all the different, all-you-can-eat buffet type things that are out there for homeless, which is it is fascinating to look at, because unless you actually
Yes, sir.
done it yourself, you don't know what's out there.
这边也在放饭，这边也在放饭，他好难抉择啊！我操，重大失误啊！我刚才选的是左边的那一张，那么咱们又去找了一个。
So he just goes and he's a food critic, and he'll also be like, I don't like this coffee, throws it away, and says I can be picky here in America because there's so much choice. If you read the articles about it. But anyway, he started to get both praise.
Moving out. Yes.
Well, yeah, homeless people, right? Yeah. But he became, like I said, so you had a group of people like cheering him on, saying, yes, take advantage of America, screw them. But then you also have another group of people, especially Chinese people abroad, who are like, listen, dude, you're giving us a bad name, making us lose face of what we're doing. So when he started to get some pushback, he did this really fine thing, which is he started to go around to jazz.
不是啊，这个是正儿八经的这个收容所的标准。
Yes, sir.
看起来比刚才这个野外的这个要好得多了。知道我为啥之前打野不出来吗？这个改变一下白天的形式。它这边是有沙拉，还有这个肉啊。
Again, like I was saying, this is a great advertisement for America, how nice it is. Because if you're homeless, you eat like a pig. I can't even cook a chicken then. Yeah, I can't. So I know you can.
I mean, let's be honest. Being homeless.
Of course it's
That's
horrible.
a horrible struggle.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of people are
Yes, sir.
have a little less or a little more.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make here, is that in China you would never
No.
So when I'm saying it's good advert for America, it is, because people that are in dire straits in China, they look at this in America,
Yes, sir.
they're like, no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like, holy crap, look at what you can get if you're homeless.
Yes, sir.
Look how well America takes care of the homeless. Not only in comparison to China.
Yes, sir.
It does pretty
Yes, sir.
Mission accomplished.
saying, oh, it's so delicious, everybody, it's so good.
He does it well. Like,
Yeah.
he's entertaining.
Yeah.
I like the whole food review aspect.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
pretty
very. It's a talk about a novel idea, by the way. It's like all the homeless food handouts. Like, which one is better?
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's novel. Anyway, like I said, he started to get some pushback. So then, the thing is, there's this massive rivalry between China and Japan. There's this hatred toward Japan and China because of what happened during World War II, right? We all know that. We covered it on the show. So when he started to get pushback from Chinese people, he started to do this thing pretending to be Japanese, obviously to curry favor with the nationalists again,
Yeah, I don't think I think that's a thing to save your reputation amongst the Chinese following, because a lot of them will be upset that, hey, we're supposed to be wealthy, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it.
At the same time, though, like, if you are doing that, it means you know what you're doing is bad.
No, that part, you shouldn't be pretending to be another nationality anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if if your safety relies on it, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look. Oh yeah, hang on. Thing is, again, he's made himself a celebrity, showing how you can take advantage of things in America. Like filling up a gallon thing of soda. Or whatever at a shop. And he shows people, like, you can use you can buy something and then break it and take it in for a replacement at a shop, that kind of thing. He's become famous in China for showing how you can kind of game the system in America, if that makes sense.
I want milk. Oh, only. I come from Japan. 私は少々厳しい人だな。的确，我去淘汰。看那眼里，兄弟们，居然黑着给我发食物啊，很开心啊。God bless you. Thank you. Hey, miss. In fact, you are very, very gorgeous. I love you. God bless you. 兄弟们啊，要不完了。I want drink.
I think he's got a good attitude. He's nice to people. I like the God bless you. I like the you're gorgeous.
Thank
That's
you,
nice.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, miss.
Don't need to shout it at them.
Well, let's be honest. It's a Chinese
兄弟们，
live
他也想
streamer,
录我
bro.
没
That's
事让他
what you do.
I come from Japan. Yeah.
That's how Chinese live streaming works.
True. Yeah, I ain't never been over there. I would like to go over there though. Okay. Let's get it.
Nice. Picking up some good colloquialisms too.
Yeah, anyway, so people obviously became famous, and people donated a camper to him with like solar power and everything.
That's great.
So he's like continuing his
leveling up.
journey across looks like Southern California. He's in downtown LA is where he started, and he's basically now got this camper, which he's got some friends, I guess, that have joined him now and drive him around and stuff and take him places, and he has his little camper, which
I think it's cool that he's got a following, and I like that he's improving his situation. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. And again, I think it shows the hospitality of in like whoever he runs into, people helping out. That's a great thing. That's positive energy.
That's what I was saying. This is propaganda, good propaganda for America.
Yeah,
because it shows you.
But it's not propaganda.
Well, it's soft power.
Yeah, soft power.
It shows you that China constantly goes on about how crappy America is, and look at the homeless people on the streets and all that kind of thing. But it shows you that it's possible if you come to America as a homeless person, to not only be able to eat well, but to improve your life to a point where, look at him now, he's basically going on a road trip adventure across Southern California in a camper.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a lot of opportunity, and it shows you that America is a great place.
Yeah. I mean, in a simplified version, obviously people have their own struggles and it's terrible, but to see someone improve on their situation and be able to gain an audience doing so, and at least for the most part, what I'm seeing spread nice positive energy, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see that he's got such a big following in China, because you'd think that China wouldn't like this. And I think at the beginning they like it because he's showing the other homeless encampments and the things that China's always pumping out there.
I think it's morphing into something else.
I think it's morphing into a situation where it's kind of like, wow, this is actually really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's rooting for the guy. Like everyone's like helping out.
Yeah.
And it's just something unattainable in China because of the government.
Yes.
And that's kind of maybe the opposite effect of what was intended.
Yes, I think that's probably, and that's
for the Chinese government.
That's why I'll be honest, I've got very mixed feelings about the guy, because when he's been around for a while now, at least, I've been seeing his stuff pop up for a couple months now, right?
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I was kind of pissed off that he's going around flaunting how easy it is to take advantage of the system, right? Because I've shown some positive. He does stuff that most normal people wouldn't do because it's just like not the thing to do.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, that's exactly what.
It's like people love pizza, but I need a hamburger. So Scorch left.
That could be
had to leave.
That could be a good little phone bid that we could kind of seg in and out today.
Mm-hmm.
How the boss fired you with their dumb analogies instead of just going, you know what, idiot, you're fired. It's always.
We never got an analogy.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
We need talent, and you're shit.
But the best one I ever heard was Scorch's firing. Your pizza, I want hamburger. I'm sorry, pizza's good. You should find someone that likes pizza.
Because pizza's good. Don't let this be a reflection on you and what you do. You're great. People love pizza, but I need a hamburger. I'm in the mood for a hamburger. So take your fucking sauce, cheese, and dough and roll out the fucking door.
And now Scorch is pretty much delivering pizza, so
worked
out well for him.
Oh, no. What is he doing,
Now,
Sam?
The beauty of Sam is...
His butt?
His butt.
Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
Hairless stomach.
Little cherub.
Sam worked with Scorch as well.
Yes.
Which is very bizarre.
Yes.
He worked with someone from our past.
Scorch taught me everything I know about radio.
He tells everybody that, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he tell people that we ripped off half his bits and stuff?
He says he thought him up and just gave him to us.
I thought it would What are some of the bits we took from Scorch, according to Scorch?
He's not upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, you guys share back and forth a little bit.
A little back and forth going on with us and Scorch.
Like, brainstorming.
For instance, he gave you guys doucher dressing that you guys love.
Right.
He gave that to you guys.
That's
we
true.
did it once as a mockery.
That was Scorch's,
of
though.
Scorch.
It was an homage.
No, it was a mockery.
Okay, it was.
He also, one of your guys' favorite things was always Feels for Meals, which was a Scorch creation.
No, was it? I remember the day we came up with that.
What, were you talking to Scorch that day?
No, I wasn't.
That was definitely a Scorch idea. And, and then he said that he borrowed from you finding out what the caller's name was before going on air. That way, when he goes on air, he could say, "Hey, Jim, what do you have for the show?" That was an O&A thing that he got from you guys. Yes.
Saying who the caller is? Wow.
Wait, we invented that? Who? We
Yes.
invented actually saying, "Hi, Mike."
Yes.
What do you have for the show?
Mm-hmm.
But you were sharing with Alexander Graham Bell because the phone does it.
But he doesn't have.
I think radio guys. There's a lot of radio people that just go, "Hi, Sirius," in our case, right? Or "Hi, XM." But I think I heard jocks like just go, "Hey, Mike, what do you got?"
Unfortunately, he doesn't have the phone screening technology that you guys have. So during commercial break, he answers one of the 3 phone lines, and without kind of tones down the Scorch voice and asks their name, then writes down on a piece of paper, and then when they get back on the air, that way you can. Actually, no, he does it all during songs because he records the calls.
Of course
so
he does.
He puts them on hold, and then he waits, and then he picks them back up so he can record saying.
Most radio guys are not allowed to go to the phones live. It's a no-no. Before we get the Scorch update, we got a couple analogies for being fired. Listen to this guy. Speaking of Mikes, it's Mike in Albany. Mike.
Hey, good morning, boys.
Good morning, Mike.
Hey, I had a boss tell me once the company was on a train to a new direction and they didn't buy me a ticket.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oof. What an asshole.
Really? All right, thank you.
Thanks, boys.
Let's go to...
Sensitive.
Looks like Mousy in Alabama. Alabama, boom. Mousy.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, I was let go once, and apparently I was told, yeah, well, you know, when you guys married, sometimes the marriage works, and it's the kind of girl you want, but, you know, we need a different kind of change of, you know, women.
You're a lousy lay, so leave.
What's up, boys?
I think this next call leads to the Scorch update, Sam. It's Ken in New Hampshire. Ken, listen to this. You think Real Rock TV's bad?
I'm gonna steal Sam's little idea and update for you.
All right.
In Manchester, New Hampshire, Scorch actually does a TV show like you guys used to do called Pretty Fucking Good TV.
Watch it.
And he broadcasts from a Chinese restaurant in town.
Isn't it
It's PFG.
PFG TV.
Yeah, Pretty Fucking Good
Starring
TV.
Scorch.
Yeah, I guess obviously this caller is one of the PFG disciples.
PFG disciples?
What's a PFG
Here we got some
disciple?
PFG disciples.
What happened to the kingdom of nakedness?
I don't know. For
He's
some
always
reason,
moving.
He went to Manchester. Well, when he went to Syracuse, it became totally new. No, the Naked Militia.
Naked Militia. Naked
Yes.
Militia.
Yes, which
Oh, Jesus.
he said
there it
he's.
is.
He said he was doing Naked Militia, and then you guys started doing O&A Army, but it's cool. Don't worry about it. And
Wait, did you hear that? I know you were reading.
I was reading the PFG TV thing. Yeah.
Please say that again,
in case
Sam.
you didn't, in case you
Yeah.
were worried or whatever. He started doing Naked Militia, and then you started doing O&A Army, but it's cool. I mean, you guys are all friends.
Oh, it's cool. Okay, good. As long as he's not mad.
He's cool.
Jesus Christ.
Don't worry about it.
Is there? Are there any clips of Scorch on that site, Danny? Because, oh my goodness gracious.
Well, the thing is, what brought it to my attention, he's been doing this for a little while.
Yeah.
On public access.
Uh-huh.
And at least ours was on regular TV. It was, I mean, a Spanish-speaking.
Well, that's true.
You know, channel, but.
And I was looking on his Twitter, and he posted an article that was published about him, talking about the great success of PFG TV.
Yeah.
And I was going through it, and
You
some
highlighted
of it,
some of the good parts.
yes, some of it didn't necessarily ring true, or was things that I could hear Scorch saying. For instance, you remember when you used to call this program and say he was getting signed to XM in a matter of months, but
Yes.
he couldn't talk about it?
Right.
Well, in this article, it says, after a year of doing PFG TV on public access, we're the first locally produced late-night talk show in the area, Scorch said. It's very humbling, but it's very exciting at the same time. Then he told the reporter, now Scorch said he's on the verge of signing with a network. He is reluctant to discuss it in detail at this time, however.
Of course he is. Goddamn Scorch.
So I'm thinking it could be NBC.
It could be a network. Yeah, yeah. You're talking the big ones.
The Nashua Telegraph actually bought into his crap. Jesus, what's wrong?
You don't think he's almost signing with a network?
I first met Scorch in the month of August, at which time he said he would probably be going to XM in the fall, but that I could come with him.
Oh, wow. That's nice of him.
How many years ago was that?
This was 2000 and this was 2005.
Is that true?
And then as
hold on, Sam, the phones are just lit.
Oh no, everyone knows a little something about Scorch.
Yeah. John in Manchester.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey,
another PFG disciple.
Yes.
I wouldn't call it that.
Hey,
but anyways, I want to
mind if we
cut that
talk
last
now?
douchebag. PFG TV has been down.
Of course.
because the
What's up?
restaurant that he
Look,
broadcasted
I
from
needed to
had
mention.
a fire a while
Just
ago,
you
and
taking
he's
care of
out
Bobby.
business.
I ain't proud of having to put you through
Yeah,
that.
it's
That
covered
sort
in
of
the article,
dictatorial
actually.
shit. Ain't using my
it is.
style.
Yes,
Thank God.
the restaurant that he was in did in fact burn to the ground, but he is now broadcasting the show in the
You seem
very
awfully torn up over Bobby.
technologically advanced public.
Was there something between
Do
you?
you think that he's humbled and excited at the same time?
I think it's kind of it's a mixed emotion because he's humbled, like he has to take a step back to look at all the success, but at the same time he wants to move forward with this thing.
Ran the town
I beg you, I gotta read some of this stuff.
Sure.
Guy was scum.
The show is inspired, of course, the show. What is it again?
He had this goon squad.
TV, starring Scorch. The show is inspired by David Letterman's longtime network show, but rather than featuring A-list stars, Scorch looks more locally.
Folks with homes could lock their doors.
Local cops,
drifters, we got it bad. There was one night, some drifters said something
chefs,
to
and even a
them.
dog
They cracked him
psychiatrist have
open like
spent
a
time on
can
the
of
big
cram
blue
on the
couch
pavement.
alongside Carpinelli.
Yeah, that's Nick Carpinelli.
Did nothing.
Who's that?
It's a sidekick. It's like the Andy Richter.
Chatting it up with Scorch, and then
Was there no one who could have helped?
Who knows?
Scorch has also spent. Oh wait,
honestly, we were all so
we're pretty good where we are right now. Scorch said, but his ultimate goal is,
let alone get help.
Yes,
I felt like less
is to
than
infest
nothing.
the living rooms
Afterwards,
of
I got
America
so
as a
high,
network
I blacked
regular
out
with
completely.
no holds barred brand
When I
of
finally
humor.
came to,
I'm certainly
I was
not
on the
against
floor
going
of the
to
old
places
State
that carry
House,
the show
right
and
in
doing
front of the
live
closed
appearances.
John
Scorch said.
Hancock. John Hancock.
I've done a total of 3 shows from my basement.
I might have
and
still
more
went
people
high,
have seen it
but those clothes
than all of Scorch's.
told me what
What
I
is it?
needed to do.
PFG Disciples?
I smashed the case,
PFG TV.
put 'em on.
Oh yeah. Oh,
started
PFG
a new
TV.
life.
I thought you meant the people
as
who watch
Hancock.
PFG.
Oh yeah.
After that, I went clean
By the
for
way,
a bit.
update on
got
his
organized.
twist. How many
Because I
followers?
feel along
He's
his
actually
hardware.
at
Got a crew of drifters together
39
and headed out into the ruins.
What?
Started
What?
training.
Oh, 39
Next time
followers.
Vic's boys went on their tear,
100
we'd
after
be ready.
that.
Yeah, 1,000.
1,000.
Something.
Just, 39.
Wow.
But I mean, that's something. Twitter's on the way out anyway.
You missed towards the end, by the way. The show
You
is
don't
taped at
actually
8 p.m.
think the
Mondays,
clothes of
and
John
Sports Center
Hancock
would
spoke
like
to
be
you,
part of the
right?
audience.
Nah,
Welcome.
I just felt
The audience can
know,
also get some
connection.
FaceTime on TV as
Seemed
well.
like he and I were
Since
dealing with the
Scorch ends
same
every
shit.
program similar to
Serious
Saturday Night Live,
oppression.
with the audience
So
joining
the
in the
night of, we
farewell
all got
wave from
loaded.
the set.
Let Vic's boys get good and
He can be
hammered.
on TV.
Burst from the
But
windows
I'm
and
looking at
rooftops
this,
where
and the
we've been
production
hiding.
value
They never
is
even
zero.
saw it coming.
It's much
We
different.
didn't have to
than
fire a
It's
shot.
Scorch
We
holding a
didn't have to.
camera.
Technically,
But
this
we
is
sure fucking
what this
did.
is
It was a
one of the
massacre.
PFG TV
Once we'd
podcasts
mopped
that
up,
he
we
posts every day
strolled
that
right
we've
into
listened
Vic's
to
quarters
before.
in the State
PFG
House,
TV,
wrapped a rope
the
around his
TV
neck,
show,
Yeah.
threw
is
him
a
off the
totally
balcony.
different animal.
Well,
There
can I
am,
see some
gun
of
in
the?
hand,
I want to see
draped in
production
Hancock's
value
duds,
here.
looking at
Yeah,
all
see,
the people
Danny's got
good
the intro
neighbor
right now.
assembled
All right.
below. I had to say something.
Plane.
That first time I said him,
Obviously filmed just for the show.
Plane landing in an airport.
for the people.
Looks like
my inaugural
Miami or
address.
something.
Became
No, that's
Mayor
New Hampshire.
Hancock a good neighbor.
palm
that
trees?
day.
Manchester.
From then on,
Looks like Miami
I
or
vowed
Vegas. What is he doing? Yeah, that's Vegas,
Oh,
right?
Vegas.
No, I think that's Manchester.
It's a mirage.
This is the Mirage.
There's no Mirage in New Hampshire.
Why
I
does
believe
his
there might be.
intro show Vegas?
It's Manchester.
And you're never going to have to. We'll take care of the Commonwealth
Not
together.
staying at that hotel.
I just hope you
Planet
get where I was
Hollywood
coming.
in Vegas.
I ain't out to bring harm to anyone.
And now-
learn it. Though I'm getting the distinct
And now it's
idea
raining now.
you
This-
got the
I
same
think there was a
plan.
cut to make it
Well,
look
you
like-
probably heard enough
Oh,
of me
Yi
running my mouth for
Dynasty.
one
That's
day.
the Chinese.
Living.
All right.
Oh, wow. Tens of fans.
Here's the
PFG Disciples.
live audience.
Smart to keep it tight.
Yeah, tight shot. And look, there's no one behind him. There's empty pool tables in this bar.
If you'll notice, the audience shot transitioned to a shot of the same audience members.
Yeah.
All right, now inside in the restaurant.
Oh, that was good.
It's empty.
There is no one there. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I don't even
8,
think
9,
there's
10,
20
11, 12.
people.
12 people.
12?
12 people.
Yeah. Ugh. This is an early show before the restaurant burned to the ground.
Help me! Get the PFG Disciples to the crowd!
Dude, there are 12 people there.
On the Wheel of Meat.
He's going to be a cult leader.
Did you hear what's coming up on the show? Wheel of Meat.
Wheel of Meat.
The TV show.
Some of that no-holds-barred humor.
We have got someone.
The transitions are akin to a 1986 wedding video.
Of meat. Also, we've got our house band, Legs Zeppelin, going to be.
Legs Zeppelin?
The cover band.
And
Yeah,
sports
rules.
Kill that feedback. Wait, somebody lower that or something. Special
Get that
musical
in post.
guest, Vegas temper.
Oh, can you pause that for a second?
To a 1986 wedding video.
Of meat. Also, we've got our house band, Legs Zeppelin, going to be
Legs Zeppelin?
The cover band.
And
yes.
Sports Rules. Kill that feedback. Wait, somebody lower that or something. Special musical guest, Vegas temper.
Oh, can you pause that for a second? I'm getting some info in here. Take the Wig writes, I kid you not, he probably has shots of Las Vegas because Manchester's nickname is...
Manch Vegas, baby.
Sam knows. Manch Vegas.
Shut up. Manch Vegas, baby, no doubt.
This guy writes, I live in New Hampshire. I hear it all the time. Yup, Manch Vegas.
Manch Vegas, do or die. What do you mean? Because it's a party town.
Awful. This is too much.
I love it.
I can't get enough of watching Scorch do this.
All right, let's go back to PFG
TV, the TV show.
What major network is he talking to with this?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's my network.
Oh, well.
God bless him, man. God bless the Scorch.
He's in like a suit jacket.
Guy never gave up.
Wow.
How much pot does he smoke?
A lot of pot.
It's gotta be.
Yeah. The wheel of meat.
What's hanging up there? It's like a tarp.
That's the wheel of meat. No?
I think those are... No, that's a tarp. And those are, I think, PFG logos for a little name recognition. As you... And now the PFG logo is stuck in your head, is it not?
It is not.
We'll give the link to this particular video in a little bit.
Oh, please. People have to see this.
Yeah. But go ahead, Danny. Let's get back into it.
Yeah.
So before I go any further, I want to talk about a couple of things. Anybody hear about the SWAT team that went through Manchester?
His monologue.
Oh, wait. Did you hear about that?
It happened outside my house.
It happened outside my house. I'm freaking out. I go bring my dogs out
Hold
for a walk.
on.
All of a sudden,
The guy, obviously, like many talk shows, many late-night talk shows, you got to you introduce who's going to be on and things like, hey, you do your monologue, and he's doing his monologue, and it's very local. He keeps it local for the local people at the bar.
Match Vegas.
And he probably had like an idea there about the SWAT team. Did you hear about it? And someone ruined his whole bit. It ruined the whole joke. It was outside my house. No, it was outside my house because that's my joke. The guy ruined his whole fucking joke.
Because it really happened.
Yes. And it didn't happen outside Scorch's house.
One of the 12 people at the taping ruined it for Scorch.
Goddamn 12 people here, and one has got to be it happened here. What the fuck?
That was his setup. It happened outside my house, and
he stepped on his step. The guy's not talking to the guy at the bar. Scorch is doing a monologue.
Danny, back that up, please.
Oh, wow.
Just slightly. Okay, here we go.
The crowd must be mic'd.
By the way, this is a 10-minute video, so settle in, boys and girls.
Please settle in. Yeah, just when you thought we were going to go, so we won't go through it all. It's no, settle in.
Settle in. Because this is just like David Letterman. Without the David and the Letterman part.
Gold.
But plus tarps. Right, plus tarps.
It happened outside my house.
It happened outside my house. I'm freaking out. I go bring my dogs out for a walk. All of a sudden, I see these guys dressed. I thought it was Columbine. I see these guys dressed up in full, like a camouflage. All you can see is their eyes. And I hear them say, we're going to set up right here. The first thing that came to my mind was Columbine. Shit, my house is in trouble. I'm probably going to get killed right here.
All right,
Second thing that came to mind is...
Yeah, you got to pause, Danny.
It's very funny.
Yeah, because...
It's very funny.
He keeps referencing Columbine, but there's not a school nearby. It's his house.
And it's a SWAT guy.
It's SWAT
dressed differently. Columbine had like black trench coats. These guys are in camouflage.
These guys are in camouflage. They probably have SWAT written on them.
I'm sure there was a van somewhere.
Yeah.
The SWAT guys parked 3 blocks away.
I'm thinking Columbine.
It couldn't be further from Columbine.
The ice cream man came and heard the bells. I was thinking Columbine.
Yeah, but you guys
How
remember...
is it Columbine? There's no school. It's the authorities. They're dressed differently.
You remember how funny Columbine was when it first happened, though, right?
Oh, scream, laugh, riot.
Well, let's see how he brings it all together.
Oh, my God.
Back it up slightly.
Columbine. This is twice. It's a terrible delivery.
Mine was Columbine. Shit, my house is in trouble. I'm probably going to get killed right here. Second thing that came to mind is, maybe it's the DEA. So as of about 8:30 this afternoon, or 8:30 like an hour ago, I was actually still pulling balloons full of crap out of like my bag because my stash was gone because I ain't going to get in trouble with that. How many people are doing good stash?
Happening since 8:30 this afternoon.
This afternoon. I mean, a few minutes ago.
Just ended.
Bitch.
Oh. Know who's a big fan of Scorch for real?
Colin.
Scorch Quinn loves.
Colin would go out of his mind for this.
Yeah.
He would go out of his mind
He
for this.
sure would. He would probably make a trip just to see a taping of this.
Maybe me and Colin go to Manch Vegas sometime.
Let's do it in
Manch Vegas.
We should drop in on a taping. Surprise him.
Road trip. He was supposed to come in studio one time and bring his sidekick Paulie with him, and they were supposed to leave in the middle of the night. And Paulie called him at like 4 o'clock in the morning, like, dude, so we're going today, right? Like right now, so we can make it for the show. And Scorch goes, no, can't go, sick. And he told him
can't go sick.
He was sick. And then Paulie walked in on him like maybe later that afternoon, smoking pot with all his friends. What's up, Paulie? Like, he's just scared to come on this show.
My stash is out there, and you know, there's all my shit's in there.
Oh, God.
But seriously, folks.
When we play it again, I want to hear 8:30 this afternoon again.
You like the 8:30 this afternoon?
It's off by 6 hours.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
I was actually still pulling balloons full of crap out of like my backyard because my stash was gone because I ain't gonna get in trouble with that. How many people enjoy a good stash? Anybody enjoy a good stash?
You know the joke bombs. So for the crowd reaction.
How many people?
What else was going on, man? I mean, like I was talking, me and Nick were talking about this, about the whole Elvis thing. Whatever happened, like, why is it so cool about Elvis, you know? Why doesn't Charles Nelson Riley ever get seen at a 7-Eleven? You know what I mean?
I'll take a burrito in a Honcho magazine.
You know what I mean? What's up with that? Why is it always Elvis? I'm not no fan of Elvis. I love Charles Nelson Riley. Not that way. He might have liked him, but not that way. So anyway, we got a great night in store tonight, you know what I mean? Because I want to introduce Nick and Jolanda and Jeff Lawrence. And to start things off tonight, we have a PFG disciple that is the ultimate in PFG disciples. Where's Brian? Is Brian out there? Come on up here, Brian.
Of course, he's out there.
My mother would
Brian out there,
take me out of her will.
Where is
she would never have sex with me again if I did what Brian did. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is PFG to me. Okay?
No, he didn't.
Oh, my
no,
God.
this guy.
Stop
the tape. No, this guy did not do that.
The guy's name is probably Paul Francis Garrison.
It better be. Oh, it better be.
That almost looks like a fake tattoo.
Well, you know what I'm noticing is that it looks like a tribal band around this guy's arm, and PFG is kind of in the middle, surrounded by ink. So what he could have done, hypothetically, is gotten the tattoo, and then for the show, and then he could just have the PF and G filled in, and it looks like a regular tattoo.
Oh, that is kind of true, but you think this guy actually got a PFG tattoo?
Yeah, I've been looking at artists because I think my next tattoo is going to be PFG.
Oh, it is, huh?
I'm going to get a tramp stamp.
A tramp stamp.
All right, let's hit the...
Oh, please.
Back to the tape.
Now, let's everybody have a seat. Relax. Enjoy yourselves. Everybody have a seat. I want my peeps to have a seat.
Order.
What are you, standing out hot?
Because what I want to start talking about today...
Plenty of seats.
Brian brought up a great question to me the other day. Brian said, why do you do what you do, and why do you love doing what you do? So I want to answer the question. I want to give everybody here the chance to answer the question. I love doing what I do. It's going to sound really hokey and gay, but you know what? And I want you guys to turn around. I love doing what I do because of you guys. You know what I mean? No, I said I love doing what I do because of you guys.
All right. I'm tapping. Oh. Wow.
You're next live from the compound. You got to do that. You got to go.
I do what I do. In this business we call show.
Holy fuck.
He should have said because of two guys, the store.
Holy mother.
The sign in his audience.
This is for you guys. And then you hear, aw. And then he goes, no. For you guys. That means please applaud. Yeah.
Oh, remember when you said
Jerry Lewis?
that people actually thought that you were putting up the Real Rock TV because you thought it was good and not for the sake of irony?
Sure.
This is Scorch.
Yes. He actually is doing this.
No clue.
He's getting a network deal.
We might not have had much of a clue when we originally taped, but now we have a major clue.
Scorch has been in the business for 20 years, finally branching out to TV, looking at some networks.
Looking at, what are we looking at?
Exactly.
Twitter and stupid YouTube.
I love how his cameraman cannot pull a focus for the life of him either.
Blurry tarps.
It's just the tarp is all blurry.
People are talking in the background. There's all chatter.
There's no light.
Well, they're trying to order their Chinese food.
Did you hear when he was thanking the crowd for saying, I'm doing it for you? Did you hear when he said, and I want you guys to turn around for this? Which can only mean that people were sitting at the bar with their backs to him.
Wait a minute, that's right. He did say, could you turn around for this? Because they were all trying to get drinks at the bar.
And that's right, the first time he said it, nobody clapped. And then he said, I do it for you guys.
For you guys.
Wait a minute. Produced in the Queen City at the Manchester Community Access Media Studios, PFG TV currently airs in 49 cities across 5 New England states.
It's got to be true. Scorch said it. It's got to be true.
What a load of shit that is.
I'm sure this journalist checked every single city
and this is from the burnt down Chinese restaurant, right?
Yes, well, yeah, now that restaurant is burnt to the ground.
I want to hear where he goes, people were asking me something. No one was asking you.
No one asked him why he does. You know, Scorch, why? Why do you do what you do?
Well, let me tell you.
Hello, sir.
It's the people. And you know, I'm going to tell them tonight. I'm going to break the news to them that it's the people.
If they'll turn around from the bar.
Yeah, excuse me. Excuse me, could you guys turn around here for a second?
He's probably getting the cadence all wrong when they asked him. They probably went up there and said,
Yeah. Scorch, why are you doing this? Yeah. Why do you do this?
And why does he tape on a Monday at 8 p.m.?
Because that's the PFG day.
I do what I do for you people. For you, I do. It's for you.
Hey, it's for you people. Are you listening to me? Damn it! Give me a drink while you're there.
Please rewind a little bit.
Oh, please rewind that because I got to hear his little speech, and then his speech, his non-reaction from the crowd, and then his forced, "You better react to me." Please.
We were talking before.
Yeah, get the whole thing with it. We were talking, you know.
And he sat down for the special moment.
Yes, he sat in the chair.
Because we're going to get serious now.
The jokes are done.
He is.
The jokes are done.
I did my Elvis joke and my stash joke.
My Columbine reference. Time to get serious, folks.
At 8:30 in the afternoon.
Is it in the afternoon, the morning? I don't know what time it is.
Should be a fine day for a walk.
What you do. Again, if I did at his beat, what I want to start talking about today is Brian brought up a great question to me the other day. Brian said, why do you do what you do, and why do you love doing what you do? So I want to answer the question. I want to give everybody here the chance to answer your question. I love doing what I do. It's going to sound really hokey and gay, but you know what? And I want you guys to turn around. I love doing what I do because of you guys. You know what I mean? No, I said I love doing what I do because of you guys. When I was a little kid, I was a little fat, picked-on little kid. You know what I mean? And now... I would like to
nobody.
Say I've gone to school with you. You know what? I'm looking good. People look at me. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I got these fat slobs that I went to school with. Has anybody noticed that? The girls you go to school with that were hot are now fat slobs.
Yeah, I noticed that, Scorch. I noticed that.
Are now fatter slobs. Nobody's gotten better but you. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I love doing what I do because I like to see the first-hand reaction of the people.
Of the person.
I love to be able to be me. I like to get paid.
He is a fucking. He has the cadence of Jake LaMotta when he was a nightclub entertainer. He's just an idiot.
He also has a little Rupert in him.
Oh, there's a lot of Rupert Pumpkin delusional.
Scorch, it's very ironic.
6 weeks? I can't give you 6 weeks. You had the tears to come out of my eyes. Come on, Jerry. Hey, Liza, you look great, Liza. You always does. Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't she look great? Every time she looks younger every time.
Shang, I gotta do this now.
Jerry, you look good too. What? Yeah.
He's fucking delusional.
He just did a whole bit about how now he looks good and everything.
Yeah.
But he developed a reputation around the radio station for coming in every day with his clothes completely covered in dog hair and smelling of canine urine.
It's a new cologne.
He also did a bit on the radio with Paulie, in which he argued with Paulie that Drakkar was indeed a good cologne because it was his cologne of choice and one that the women enjoy.
Wasn't Drakkar one of the ones that were in the dispensers in the men's room?
Next
if you needed
person that asked me
cologne?
to shag is getting a well-placed
Put his radio
kick.
show on this channel.
For sure.
He's fantastic.
I'm not even joking.
I am fucking captivated by Scorch right now.
We got a real live Rupert Pumpkin.
This guy is Rupert Pumpkin.
And he needs some exposure.
Scorch on the Saturday Night Virus.
Maybe we should find a place to bed
that.
down
Alright,
for the
I'll go
night.
with Scorch.
Him sitting in a network office.
Oh wait. Is that sealing cork?
Fucking Rupert Pumpkin.
He's going to show up at your house.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, I got the work right here. So maybe me and you could go over some stuff before dinner.
Mr. Kumiya, he's touching everything.
I'm having a heart attack over here.
All right, back up slightly there.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Good news, we got 4 more minutes.
This pompous fucking speech he's giving.
And then you go in the office and find maybe,
for sure.
maybe a special clip for everybody.
Like he's a legend.
We haven't heard, because this is just the beginning of the show. Some of his bits include Nick, who we talked about in the article. He does a drink, like an alcoholic beverage.
Oh.
And the segment is called Nick's Drink to Help You Think, or at least Sink the Pink.
Jack of all trades, aren't you?
Does Scorch have to rhyme everything?
Well, no.
Nick's
Drink to help you think, or at least sink the pink.
What does that mean?
It's a beverage.
It's a beverage.
There's also, before we continue, one of Scorch's bits is the munch box.
Oh, what's that?
Well, what he does is...
We gotta get him on 202.
I love it.
Or 197, wherever the fuck you're listening.
What could the munch box be?
He has a briefcase that he opens. It's a metal Halliburton type briefcase. Oh. Actually, it's probably the case the camcorder came in. One of those metal camcorder cases. And there are food products in there. For instance, could be breakfast cereals or Little Debbie's snack cakes. And he'll usually have 3 different types. And he will have previously surveyed the audience as to which they prefer over the others.
Oh.
And he'll first announce the 3 separately, then put them back in the briefcase, and then announce which are the most popular. Then
That's
to
the
next
munch
segment.
box?
Yeah.
That's a waste of time if you even think it.
It's like jaywalking, kind of, except...
Oh.
Let's go back
Please,
to
more.
PFG.
Oh, yes.
The first-hand reaction of the people. I love to be able to be me. I like to get paid to be me. However little or amount, a lot we get paid, I enjoy a paycheck to be me. I like making a living out of having fun. You know what I mean? There's how many people in there have fun at their jobs? Yeah,
But they're clapping.
We here have a lot of great time. So
It's supposed to be, if you say how many people have fun, we're supposed to go, no, none of us do.
Yeah, no, you're the lucky one, Scorch.
We all do.
We understand you get to do this for a living, and you're blessed, but we don't. You know?
But he's like, who has fun? And they're like, all of us. You could have done any of our jobs and had fun, too.
Yeah, we're in New Hampshire. We all have fun jobs.
Manch Vegas.
And I just want to say, Scorch,
fun jobs.
that we were wrong, and you, Scorch, you were right. Holy shit.
How bad do you want to hear his show now on 202?
Dude!
/197.
I am going to watch every one of these episodes, first of all.
You'll get in touch with Scorch?
I will email Scorch today.
Get some best of, and we'll throw it on.
Yeah,
on
sure.
Saturday night.
Wow.
Back to the TV show.
Yes, back to Scorch.
Starring Scorch.
But we here have a lot of great time. So the bottom line is, I like doing what I do. And once again, this is going to sound really hokey, because what I do, to me, is PFG. So let's hear it for us. Now what I want to do is, I want to ask Nick, and I want to pass it on. Nick Carpinelli, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. What are we supposed to do when I say, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Carpinelli? You say what? There you go.
That means so much to me. You guys are awesome. The reason I do what I do is... I know he said something about being hokey and stuff, but I've got 2 kids. They're teenagers.
How long has Master Pub been working?
Remembered for doing something. Okay, I don't want to be the guy...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I just hear right?
Maybe constantly
The reason
trying to kill
he
us,
does what
but
he does is because he has kids and he wants to be remembered for something.
He wants his kids to go to school and be able to say, my dad is Nick Carpinelli
from PFG TV.
Scorch's sidekick.
Holy
Slick writes, listen to everyone just socially talking while he's talking.
Yeah.
And then Kevin from Connecticut, when does he play the hit song, I'm in New Hampshire, bitch? Manch Vegas, bitch.
No one cares why he does what he does.
No one asked. No one cares.
Sick bastard from New Hampshire. Scorch sounds like the speech at the end of Rocky IV. And I do.
And if we could, get together and do this, maybe a few more people can. And if a few people can, then maybe like the whole world can.
And that's PFG.
And that's PFG. The whole world of PFG disciples.
Wow. All right, let's go back to Nick getting very serious.
Woo.
I want to be remembered for doing something. Okay, I don't want to be the guy that was, I was cleaning his pool. No, I don't want to be that guy. I want my kids to be able to go, my dad.
Hey, fuck you, man!
No, we're not talking about Anthony, okay? I just want my kids to be able to be proud. I want my kids to be able to say, hey, you know what? My dad was Nick Carpinelli from Rock 101, or Nick Carpinelli from...
These guys fucking talk the way you try to be dramatic when you're 17 and drunk. Like, man, I want people just to know. Like, no one cares.
Dude, you gotta make a mark in the world. And,
this is what I've got on me.
Be remembered for something or else you're just gone. Man, forever, man. We're all just dust in the wind.
Shut up.
It should be noted, by the way, that he has a fucking black vest and a turquoise tie.
Yes,
he's horribly dressed.
I get the good name
for his TV
for everyone,
appearance.
but it beats the alternatives.
I'm getting sad because there's less than 3 minutes.
I know.
I'm getting so sad.
Oh, there's a lot. There's many more clips.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, continue.
I just want my kids to be able to be proud. I want my kids to be able to say, hey, you know what? My dad was Nick Carpinelli from Rock 101, or Nick Carpinelli from The
Kids
Mill.
would be prouder to say my dad was Joel Steinberg.
Was Nick Carpinelli from
John
Rock 101,
Ramsey.
or Nick Carpinelli from The Mill, or Nick Carpinelli from PFG TV. No matter what, I want my kids to be able to say, you know what? My dad was that guy. That's what I want. That's what makes me do what I do. Wow. Nick was my very first intern at Rock 101 in 1980. So, me and Nick
Scorch.
Yolanda, the girl.
One day I could be Nick Carpinelli.
You could.
Yolanda, why do you do what you do, and why do you love it so much?
Well, Scorch,
Well, I'm a white girl with a black girl's name, and I wanted to make some kind of a mark in the world, rather than being mocked by both races.
A white girl with a black girl's name, so when I call for a job, they turn me down.
Why are these others wasting our Scorch listening time?
Oh, I know.
I'm so pissed.
They're also priceless, though.
But they are so self-important. This is so... like, fucking Sinatra wouldn't give this speech.
Because here's what it is. Scorch, before and after this show, is like, guys, I think this was a really good show. I think we're really going to go places. And they're all going, fuck yeah, Scorch. Yeah, this is it, baby. I'm jumping on this bandwagon.
Hey, we'll see. You know, they'll try to keep their chins up and contain their exuberance.
Does he play the Does he play that fucking song that Gervais played? Simply the best, and then run out of the thing. Thank you, everybody.
Well, we gotta end this.
And he's pointing at the individuals like, you're the best.
Yeah, you're the best. You're the best. Oh, fucking great.
Let's end this with simply the best.
You're simply the best.
What did he say? I've been David Brent. I've been David Brent, and you've been the best.
And you've been the best. And then he doesn't leave. He just claps and points at people.
No one gives
and
a
they're
shit.
just looking at him. Oh, fantastic.
My favorite scene, by the way, from the first song.
Yeah, that one is
that is my favorite.
Hysterical, man.
It's so uncomfortable.
Oh, so uncomfortable.
The hat.
The hat. When he throws the hat.
It hits her in the face.
Or when he walks in at the beginning of that episode, he's got a shitty imitation of Neil's jacket. What does he call it? It's like it's not Armani. It's like it's Giorgio Sergini or something.
Sergini.
Let's see why she does PFG TV.
Yes, let's find out.
Shalonda, why do you do what you do and why do you love it so much?
Well, Scorch, when is your birthday?
September 23rd.
Okay, so my birthday's my birthday's September 10th. And when I first talked to Scorch, it was when everything he just said, I feel the same way. I think that people have to tell me, like, wow, you're so comfortable in front of a crowd, but it's more like, I just like to have a good time, and if I'm the one initiating it, let's do it.
How do we know she's comfortable in front of a crowd?
No, actually,
Yes.
but
She should say, I'm very comfortable in front of a smattering.
If you've ever been to a not very full bar, you're doing the same thing they're doing.
Anthony has a bigger crowd at his house on a Tuesday night.
Yes!
Dude, I've talked to more people in my car.
All right, hit it.
I could be dressed way sluttier right now, and I'm not.
I have pictures. I'll show you. Actually, their man is here. He has pictures, too. We traded.
So I just have a really good time. I love leading the good time and rock on, rock out. I'm so happy you guys are here tonight. We're going to have a blast, and we're always going to have a blast on PFG TV. Thank you.
Rock on, rock out. She said, yo.
Fucking. It's nice that Stephen King is sitting next to her.
Nick had a
More people.
It is up. I'm like, you might have been at radio maybe that much longer than me. Sure was. Tell us, you remember that? Yeah, so, Jeff, tell us.
Oh, with his Bruce Jenner haircut.
Basically, because I hate manual labor. But
good for you.
Yeah. No, it's something I've done for like 40 years now, and it's just, you know, when I went to get divorced, I told the judge basically I'm a maverick and an oddball and unemployable doing anything else. So this is what I do, and I enjoy doing it. And I do it because it's like being a kid all the time, and you never know how to do it. And that's why I do it. I do it because everybody seems to have a good time. These kind of things going on. So I hope you enjoy yourself.
He's saying nothing.
We are going to come right back. Now that you know everything there is to know about all of the PFG crew, we're going to come back, and for the first time ever, live from PFG TV Television Center, someone is going to spin the wheel. Oh, me!
All right, listen.
Holy shit. Gold.
All right,
that is gold.
Let's a little audience participation. Do you want one more?
Yes.
PFG segment.
Please. I need it.
I feel like we can't leave it right there.
I need it.
Did you hear that? The Wheel of Meat. Do we have the Wheel of Meat clip?
I will do my best.
Episode 1.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
We got it, dude.
Yeah, it's there.
All right, we'll take a break.
It's one of the best bits in radio and TV.
Yeah, apparently. I love how Jimmy just started cracking up going, he's saying nothing. That guy was babbling.
Like, you know, I've been before the judge, Your Honor. He was just, he was fucking he was like a mummy unwrapping, and just fucking sounds were flying out of his mouth.
This is
shit.
This is nonsense. This is nonsense you would hear at a 40th birthday party.
Dude, that's exactly what it is.
Just horrendous. Who gives a shit?
I have to. Please, can we hear the guy, the last guy? Because I yelled through him. He's only talks for a minute.
I know. It's
He looks like Stephen King. That's a great observation.
Guy is great.
Feathery, grayish hair with Stephen King glasses.
Yeah.
But it just nothing of substance comes out of his mouth.
Nothing.
Sounds to me like someone is a PFG disciple.
Let her rip.
Jeff Lawrence, who me and Jeff met, Nick had a barbecue in his house. He was like, "You're Jeff Lawrence. I've heard of you. You might
I think it was at Nick's house.
in his house."
Yeah, it was at Nick's house.
I'm like, "You might have been in radio maybe that much longer than me."
With mesh t-shirts.
Sure was. Tell us, you remember that? Yeah. So, Jeff, tell us why you love doing what you love to do.
Basically because I hate manual labor. But
good for you.
Yeah. No, it's something I've done for like 40 years now, and it's just, when I went to get divorced with him, I told the judge basically I'm a maverick and an oddball and unemployable doing anything else. So this is what I do, and I enjoy doing it, and I do it because it's like being a kid all the time, and you never get old doing this, and that's why I do it. I do it because everybody seems to have a good time when you have these kind of things going on. So I hope you enjoy yourselves. PFG Cycles,
Wow. I never thought you could get like that many people in a row give you douche chills like that. Like one was worse than the next.
I've never heard 4 people collectively say not one thing of interest.
No.
That man's been a radio broadcaster for, he said, 40 years.
40 years? Wait a minute. Yeah. How old is he?
He's probably, I'll say 60.
He would have to be like at least 58.
Yeah.
When we get back, the Wheel of Meat. More PFG TV starring our old pal Scorch.
Diamond City, huh?
Yeah.
Ain't real fond of
Out to
ghouls.
Scorch this morning.
You.
We were gonna.
Yeah, Danny's doing
You're
the
the greatest baseball collector I've met in a long time.
Clapping his hands over his head, and his gut was hanging out.
His fucking t-shirts tucked in.
I do that around my house. It's just so much
Let's see what you have.
Fantastic.
Swatter never runs out of bullets.
Well, were we? We were going to move on, but this PFG TV, we got to do one more segment. Our old pal Scorch, we worked with him at AAF in the Boston area easily 10, 11 years ago.
PFG TV, Cigars and Scotch is calling it pointless fucking garbage TV.
That's not what it stands for.
I know, Sam.
We were going to move on, but he teased the Wheel of Meat, so we have to hear a little.
He's also the guy who sat in the coffin for you when you guys were too afraid to do it.
Thank God for Scorch.
Guys, I have some great news.
Yeah?
I'm reading the description of this particular piece of this episode.
Oh.
And not only will we see Wheel of Meat, but we will also see Nick's drink to help you think, or at least sink the pain.
Oh, thank God.
Now I can find out what the hell that is, really.
Thank God. And there's another piece of the article that we need to read, Sam?
Yeah, definitely.
Which one? The Scorch has also spent time
Yep.
paragraph? Okay.
That's where they try to give you a little bio on Scorch in case.
This was a big article on PFG TV that made the Nashua Telegraph. NashuaTelegraph.com. Scorch has also spent time as a wrestling manager with WWE. That would be the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes.
He said wrestling was another thing that was on his bucket list. And after attending former wrestler Killer Kowalski's
bucket of shit
list, and after attending former wrestler Killer Kowalski's training camp many moons ago, Scorch found that he could take a fall better than many in the business. He even did a brief stint acting as Captain Lou Albano's up-and-coming son.
Scorch is lying.
He never was involved, because I remember Scorch wanting to get into the whole wrestling thing back when we were at AAF. And he was always talking about how, I got a call from WWF. And
he's never spoken to anyone in WWE or WWF, and he's never
Dare you say that Scorch is lying?
He's never been a part of that organization.
Scorch is a compulsive liar.
He's probably never even gotten like a.
Did he go to Killer Kowalski's school?
He could have, because anybody can go. I mean, that could have been. And as far as the Captain Lou thing,
has he ever taken bumps in the WWE?
No,
or the
not in the
WWF?
No, he's never been in a
the AWA or any of those leagues.
No, he's
brief stint.
He's been in gyms, high school gyms.
Has he ever met Captain Lou Albano?
The only way that part could be true is if somebody did it at one of those high school gym shows, the same way. The same way I could have played Captain Lou's up-and-coming son. Captain Lou.
It's still real to me, man.
It doesn't even say Captain Lou was with him. They could have just introduced him.
Okay.
He did a brief stint acting as Captain Lou Albano's up-and-coming son. He could have done that at that bar.
Right.
Like, it didn't mean it was with the WWF.
I guess that was before Vito Carlucci, his wrestling character.
Well, perhaps. Yeah. Vito Carlucci was Scorch's wrestling character.
You say was in a past tense, which I find strange.
It's still...
Vito
Carlucci. He's Vito Carlucci.
Is Scorch's wrestling character. As a matter of fact, he did at least 2 wrestling gigs in Syracuse as a manager.
Well, I apologize then.
I think Squared Circle Wrestling, 2CW.
2CW?
Yeah. That's where he's at, 2CW.
After the Wheel of Meat and the PFG TV segment number 2, good news for everybody. Puppetry of the Penis coming in today.
Yes.
We had these guys.
Cocks.
We had
Just
these
what
guys
we need.
on. Yes. Almost about 7.5 years ago. So they're older now, so I'm assuming they could do a lot more things with their penises.
Oh, yes. A little bit more fucking stretchability.
Their nutsack.
Yes. And this is a tarp at Shea Stadium.
We also learned something. We also learned something about HR today.
Yeah.
Last time they were in, which was September 24th, 2001, according to E-Rock.
Wow. Really? Wow. Really?
Yeah, no kidding. We went around and invited all the ladies to come in to check out the show.
Mm-hmm. Wait, when was that?
2001, just after 9/11.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Jesus Christ, we actually did that too a couple of weeks after 9/11.
Yeah, I think they had they made towers out of their penises and everything.
Ugh.
And one penis crashed into the other guy's penis that was the tower.
And it got really gay.
Yeah, it was very
yeah,
awful. But we wanted to redo that by, walking around the halls here at SiriusXM and inviting the ladies, if they want to, to check out Puppetry of the Penis, which is an off-Broadway show. It's not in the porn category, believe it or not.
No, they don't sit there and jack off or something. they make stupid animals out of their schweens and their nuts.
Animals, cheeseburgers,
Hello. Things. Just they make like balloon animals with their junk.
Well, let me tell you how times have changed, and this is satellite radio.
Yeah,
we're not allowed to even walk around and ask the ladies if they want to see this.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Sexual harassment.
Exactly.
Is that an aggressive work environment?
That would be considered some kind of sexual harassment.
Oh, we're fucking pussies.
Yeah, we can't even ask.
That's why HR departments suck a dick.
Ooh. Red flag.
Really?
Yeah. In general, they do,
it's our
though.
Fucking show. We can say
Fuck
whatever
HR.
we want.
That's every company. It's not just this radio. It's every single company. Human resources
I'm not talking about the particular HR department here. I'm with Jimmy. Every single one of them.
It's what they do by nature. They're knee-jerk overreaction.
Like now you can't hang posters or little cartoons or anything around your cubicle because it might offend somebody.
Because the lady might see it.
Pin up calendars.
All that shit goes away because of this. Because of this.
It's sexually harassing.
So now it's a bunch of guys looking at two guys and their dicks.
Fantastic.
And what they can make out of them. Great.
Steve could watch.
No, Steve will watch.
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
All right, let's get back to PFG TV, starring our old pal Scorch.
Oh, boy.
The Wheel of Meat?
The Wheel of Meat.
Wait.
Welcome back to PFG TV, the TV show. Scorch, that's me. And
that's
this
assuming
is
a lot.
I've been looking forward to. I've been playing this game on the radio for years and years and years. But this is the first time I've actually brought it out live to an event. Because this is PFG TV, the TV show. And this is the game that we call the Wheel of Options. We have got, on the wheel today, we have got for you a piece of beef teriyaki, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for beef teriyaki. Come on.
What?
Wait.
He's gonna make
people cheer for
Dude, there's like 8 or 10 meats on this thing.
Easily.
Is people gonna have to cheer for every meat?
Yeah.
What an asshole.
All right.
It stinks.
Who died for that? At least we think it's a cow. Chicken teriyaki. And a pork strip. So the rules are, if Melissa's going to spin the wheel of meat, if she doesn't guess by the sound of Nick, because Nick is going to spank his meat. Now Melissa has to guess the sound of the meat. She knows now it's a 1 of 3 chance.
For the radio game.
Now, if Melissa can't guess the sound of Nick spanking his meat, then she's going to have to lick his meat, which would be just like old times at Melissa's house. So, it's all
Hit him.
Scorch. No holds
Can we
barred.
have the noise here? What we want to do now is spin what the
Oh my God. There's no one there.
This could be the worst spin ever. It's the first time ever the news public stop. Spank that meat! 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 Spank that meat!
Pause it. Do you know who he looks like right now when he's got his hands up? He looks like the guy that fucking Snake Plissken killed with the bat in Escape from New York.
I wish he was.
Fucking a nice bat with a nail through it.
That is so bad. He's trying to get a bigger crowd reaction, but he's got everybody, which is about 12 people reacting.
Yeah.
And he's still looking for more noise.
Yeah, he's working the crowd. There's nothing else. He's getting the maximum value out of the people in there.
So it's an excuse to say spank your meat on a radio show.
You guys, you didn't steal this one too?
No.
I figured you guys would have stolen.
Now they spin the wheel.
You spin the wheel and the wheel stops. Then you take, without telling the listeners, or in this case the viewers, you got to blindfold whoever it is, I guess. Without telling them what meat it is, you take that meat off the wheel.
Right.
Then you slap the meat against your hand or the console or whatever, but you say, "Now I'm spanking my meat."
Oh God! Because that could mean something. Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy, that's crazy.
See, it's got to be something. It's like double entendre.
Right.
Without the entendre. Or the double.
Wouldn't all meat sound the same as just spanking against your hand?
Well, that's no. I mean, that's one of the challenges. That
We
there are
ain't
subtle
your dinner
differences
yet.
between beef teriyaki and chicken teriyaki.
And then you have to guess.
Right.
Now, why the wheel? Why not just have someone turn around, say, I have 3 meats here. I'm going to spank one, and you have to guess.
Because then, while you're waiting to find out what meat, there'd be no sound that goes tick, 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 tick.
Oh, all right.
And a lot of people claiming, Colorado Brandon and many others, there's a ripoff of Wheel of Fish.
Wheel of Fish?
From the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
No.
UHF.
Careful. Wheel of Meat.
You don't know. Wheel of Fish.
Did they?
Well, but yeah,
Oh,
but Scorch has been at this for a long time. There's a good chance that him and Weird Al used to kind of go back and forth with ideas.
Yeah, actually wrote a lot of songs for Weird Al.
I said, Al, you can have that one.
Yeah, you take that one. You take the Eat It one.
Amish
you
Paradise.
take the Eat It one and make millions off it. I don't
Go
care.
ahead. Go ahead.
He's a good guy.
Eat it.
Jesus. I can listen to this all day.
Scorch.
All right, let's see how Wheel of Meat
Simply
plays
the
out.
best.
Yes.
Buzz, spank away. Yeah. Okay, you have a choice of pork strip, chicken teriyaki, or beef teriyaki. What do you think it is?
Can I taste it?
There's Melissa for you. You know what? If it's meat, just let me taste the meat. 3 chances.
Got it.
It's either black, white, or Indian.
John Stossel looking motherfucker, too.
That's exactly who he looks like.
Okay, pork strip. Okay, chicken teriyaki or beef teriyaki. Give her one little lick. Give her a lick of the meat. Yeah. What is it? It is a pork strip, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, pause this. Wait, so she actually, the woman has taste buds. This is not an exciting game. Is this a tomato or a piece of popcorn? Fucking horrible. His humor, back to Raging Bull. It's LaMotta when he's pretending to sneeze as they're filling the champagne glasses. That awful. Like, oh boy. He's terrible.
Did I ever tell you what we used to say whenever one of the bits worked in the studio? And we knew the bit worked because all 3 phone lines lit up.
Wow.
And when that happened, well, I guess Paul and me started doing it ironically, but Scorch started it, where all 3 phones would light up and Scorch would go, turn to us and go, this was not on the air. This is just him as a human being looking at us and go, ooh, looky this cookie.
Why didn't you shoot him when he said that?
Because our bit was working so well, we had 3 people calling the radio show.
And you knew you had radio gold.
Yes.
Oh.
Wheel of Meat was always a looky Miss Cookie type of day.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Back to Wheel of Meat.
Looky Miss Cookie. Okay.
Let's see how he wraps up the Wheel of Meat.
We'll give you a prize later.
That fire.
She knows her meat. We still have got Legs Zeppelin coming in. And
I wish it was
tonight's
Great
special
White.
musical guest, Vegas Temper's going to be up soon. And thanks again to you guys, the PFG Cycles. We'll be back right after this.
Holy shit.
Time now for Nick's drink to help you think, or at least sink the bait.
Here it is.
Very simple one tonight, people. We've got one that's going to help you out a lot here. It's the apple tea. It's big with the chicks. Just pay attention. Here we go. We got a shaker full of ice, all right? We got the vodka. Could be Absolute, could be 3 olives. Depends on what you get you off, right? Good healthy amount, because it's the... Get a little apple pucker to boost it up just a bit.
Oh, yummy.
That would make the apple. Shake, 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 shake.
He's making a drink.
Apple martini.
I wish he was whipping up the same thing they had at the Jones compound.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, my.
I bet you guys didn't know how to make an apple martini.
He just made a drink on TV.
That'll help you sink the pain.
Where's the twist?
Ah.
The problem is there's no twist.
Here's how that would be.
There's never a twist.
Here's how that would be perfect. If the next cut was a fade in to his fucking pickup truck wrapped around a tree.
News footage. News footage of blood on a pole.
From too many apple martinis. All you see is a fucking turquoise tie with a branch through it.
Unknown radio host.
Exactly. That fucking horrible John Turturro hair.
A lot of people are saying you can find the Wheel of Fish clip on YouTube, and it's the exact same thing.
It's not quite the same.
Let's go to Rich in Baltimore. Rich, you're on the Opie and Anthony show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, you missed it. He said, hey, I'll get you a later.
Oh, dude.
I'll get your
Let me
prize
explain
later.
something about Squish.
If you say, I'll give you a prize later, means he doesn't have anything to give away.
He was the king. His briefcase that he brought to work every day was full of people's names and addresses that he had written down because we had no prizes, but he insisted on doing a contest every day, and they never got anything. None of them ever got a thing. Because why would Rock 105, the dog, have any prizes to give
Wait,
out?
he's not even on Rock 101?
No, now he's on Rock 101. Back in Syracuse, he was on Rock 105, the dog.
But the next bit, look, I know we were only going to do one. But it's the Stephen King-haired guy.
Yes.
And I have to hear him redeem
Let's
himself.
see what he does.
Because he's fucking... This guy is a perfect parody.
What a complete
His
ass.
fucking hair. This guy is fantastic.
Here's Wheel of Fish.
It's Wheel of Fish.
It's a wheel, Sam, with a lot of fish on it.
Yeah, but where's the meat?
Well, what do you do with the Wheel of Fish? I saw UHF years ago. I don't remember the
it's
bit.
a whole different deal.
Maybe on instant feedback or other things we could find out. Back to the Stephen King.
Yeah, let's
guy.
see what Stephen King guy does for his
guy?
big segment here on PFG TV.
Starring in
TV
sports.
Center, it's time for the house band.
He's the announcer.
Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, see? See?
Wait, he doesn't have a band there?
And you said there's no twist.
All right, you got to toss this.
It's too fucking...
Wait, so Legs of Zeppelin isn't a Led Zeppelin?
No, Legs
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
I really thought it was going to be a female Zeppelin
Yeah.
cover band.
I just thought it was like a cover band, yeah, with some kind of thing to...
But see...
What are we looking at?
Well, they're playing, obviously, the real Led Zeppelin.
Yes.
And the visual is a woman's knees, and on one knee is a guy, a face of a guy, and on the other one, a face of a girl.
It's painted on the kneecaps.
Yeah.
It's a guy, a man's face and a woman's face on each knee. And as the music is playing, you know how you can kind of flex your kneecaps and make them move a little bit? So the faces kind of move very little bit. And that's the bit?
Legs Zeppelin.
Tank Rizzo writes, he just made a drink on TV, and we're listening to him on the radio make a drink on TV.
Yes, exactly. It's a disaster.
It's PFG TV, the TV show.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch the knees sing.
See how long this goes on for.
We can't play this whole thing. We might have to fast forward. The knee is lip syncing.
So people on radio are just listening to Zeppelin right now.
Yeah. Right. All right, Dave, fast forward.
Imagine knees.
Yeah, how long does it go on? Oh my God, look how long it's going.
Okay.
MTV House Band Led Zeppelin. When we come back, live from
Come back from what, by the way?
Television Center.
Well,
It's Vegas Temper.
What's Vegas Temper?
It's one of the hot Match Vegas bands right now.
Oh, it's a real band?
Communism is alive.
Oh, this stinks.
Why?
Wait, how does the band's manager tell them that this is the gig?
Yeah.
Good news, bad news. The bad news is it's Scorch's TV show. The good news is it will allegedly be shown on a television somewhere at some point.
I like the moldy ceiling above the Scorch's head on the stage where a pipe has been leaking for about 15 years.
It's black mold.
Yes.
Hey, Sam, is this the same restaurant that Scorch worked at to make extra money doing wings?
Danny,
Really?
No. Well,
Hey, you got to work out the studio space.
good old Syracuse. Scorch came in bragging to Paulie and me that he had a new business opportunity, which was one of the Mexican. He had made a connection with the owner of one of the Mexican restaurants in town, and they were going to let him work in the kitchen for a couple extra bucks under the table. Cooking.
Oh, wow.
Hey, just another thing on the bucket list.
Yeah, I always wanted to.
I want to be a dishwasher.
You sure the deal he made he wasn't going to take all the shit from the Mexican food and make a TV show out of it?
See, Scorch should write a book, except he would just lie in it.
Yes.
He should actually tell the truth in a book, and it would be interesting.
He is so full of shit.
He lies constantly.
He constantly lies.
Let's fast forward here through Vegas.
Vegas Temper.
Vegas Temper. All right, Vegas Temper. What song are they singing? A cover or original?
Another local piece of shit. Oh my God.
Shoin, I think or Shoin, I don't know, in North Carolina writes, who opened for Leg Zeppelin? Was it Guns and Toesies?
That's great. Wow, they went on and on, didn't they?
This clip ends with them.
Oh, it does?
That's it?
Vegas Temper.
That's it.
No.
I wanted to hear the big closer. I wanted to hear how Scorch ends his show.
There's got to be a part 3.
Hopefully the way fucking Leonard Lawrence ended his fucking Marine Corps recruit training.
There's confusion coming in. John in Philly. John.
Hi, John.
Hey, I just want to make sure I got this right. So you guys are making us sit through every second of Scorch, but screaming fast forward when we get to Led Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
Guy sounds like Andy Levy from fucking Red Eye.
I can.
How did I ruin the show by saying that? Just his voice is familiar.
I guess that's it for today. PFG TV's over.
Keep in mind, I mean, there's very many episodes. This is episode 1 we were watching.
Can you just fast forward to the end? I want to see how he closes his show out. That's all I want to see is him saying his goodnights.
I guess it's probably episode 1, segment 4, because I don't see anything else. So let's give that a shot.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
Vegas Temper.
All right, we did that, right.
I think he had Vegas Temper play like 3 songs to fill time.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's a good. Yeah, you want to.
What is that?
What is that? It's some kind of animation that was done with, it looks like photographs that were cut.
I'm getting out of this crummy little town. I'm going to see the world. You wouldn't consider staying here and running the bank, would you? Hell's no. Hey, your dad died, and we need you to stay here and run the bank. Crap! You want the moon? I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Where you two going on this here now, honeymoon? We're getting out of this crappy little town. Don't look now.
What is
Something
this?
funny going
It's
on over there.
A Wonderful Life,
We
right?
want all of our money. We don't actually have all of
But
our
it
money
scorches
here.
head on all the
Look at these
characters.
Yeah.
But it's still the
I just
original
lost
audio.
$8,000. You're way more dead than alive.
I don't get
I'm
it.
going to kill myself. Help!
Wow, that's a good suggestion.
How'd you fall in? I jumped in to save you. I'm your guardian angel. Oh, yeah? Wish I'd never been born. Here's what things would be like without you. Take me home, pal. I ain't never seen you before in my life.
Why are they doing this?
Honey, don't you know me?
It's that old Jimmy Stewart movie. It's a horrible show.
Sooner or later, someone gets jealous.
Oh, fat brick balls! Merry Christmas, movie house! She did it! She told a few people you were in trouble, and they went all over town to lick money.
They're going to go through the whole goddamn movie.
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's very funny though, because
Scorch's head is on the...
Oh, is this the big closer?
Yes,
so
it
they're
is.
getting everybody up, and this is where he does his SNL type ending that we read about in
the big
Nashua
article.
Telegraph.com.
Chef Lawrence. Yolanda the girl, Wanda. And for me, myself, and I. Thank you, my PFG disciples. We'll see you next time on PFG TV. Thank you all for coming out. Have a great
Starring Scorch. Executive producer Scorch. Director Scorch.
Where's the waving crowd? It's all fucking...
This is unbelievably bad. That was fantastically awful.
You're going to watch many of those tonight, though, aren't you?
Oh,
Dude,
yes.
all I could think of was that fucking black spot on the ceiling.
I know, that mold from the dripping pipe over the stage.
The fucking vent over his head.
Yeah. Ugh.
and now that restaurant is burned to the ground.
Oh, good. Put it out of its misery. Don't have to have him in there anymore. Oof.
All right. We're going to do a very quick break to get the puppetry of the Penis guys in studio to do their thing.
Yep.
We really wanted to do this in front of girls today.
Girls. Yeah.
So I guess we got to get intern David in here.
And also E-Rock, and make E-Rock say things in a girl's voice.
That's a good idea.
That's not a bad idea. He's a good actor.
The closing of the curtains are taking place right now.
Maybe Bitch Hips can come in.
Bitch Hips is here. I haven't laughed at him walking yet. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Fucking what a swish.
Blue Healer from Kentucky writes, why are they doing this? That's what Anthony said.
Yeah.
Why are they doing this? That's what your listeners are saying.
Yes.
Wow. The closing segment of PFG TV episode 1 has 0 comments, although comments are enabled on this YouTube clip, and there's 1 rating of 1 star.
That's it, huh?
For a generous rating.
And he just put PFG TV in YouTube search. And
Well, the username is just the letters PFG TV.
Nice.
How easy.
Yeah. Very easy for everybody.
Yeah.
To,
Yet
He's
no
gonna-
one found it.
He's going to be checking his hits later and get all excited. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
Hey, it's finally taken off.
I bet you the network is checking this out.
Then he'll wonder why his Twitter still only has 39 followers.
Yeah, don't give out the name.
I won't.
Yeah, we don't want him getting a bunch of followers.
No, that'd be crazy. All right, very quick break. We'll do a very quick one, and we'll get the guys in to do their dumb penis tricks. Then we'll move on to other shit.
Hey, everybody's Leg Zeppelin on the Scorch Show.
And then we got Scorch there, Colin.
Yeah, yeah.
And we found
Scorch
some
is,
gold with Scorch that we want to play for you.
You know,
Scorch is
Scorch
fantastic.
has a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you said, Sam was telling me.
Why don't you convey some of your favorite Scorch moments?
Well, just kind of when he gets rowdy with any kind of like, hey, today was like midget. I remember just listening. He always had like these great things, and they were like,
You know, it was like Shock Jock 1988 shit, you know. Only it was 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, hey, today we got midget, naked, wrestler. I mean, it's
Douche or dressing, douche or dressing.
That was a great one. Is it douche or dressing?
And Colin was reminding us at the time we had our listeners throw yellow paint on him while he was
He's
in a
Scorch
cage.
trying to do some good He's trying to do some good charity work for animal rights, which everyone agrees with. So he goes in a cage like a dog. And actually, when I was going up, there's a guy who went to the Prospect Park Zoo tripping on acid. One of the workers there and locked himself in the cage, my friend's brother. And it became like a national story. Meanwhile, he's just tripping. And he locked himself in like, these animals are mistreated, but he's just like tripping, you know? And it became like, hey, this guy's like deep, you know? He's just like dirty. He's like a mescaline down fucking chain smoking. So fun. But Scorch did his version of that in Syracuse. So now I heard Sam tells me he's now in Manchester. Which is a good market.
No, yeah, they call it what again?
Manch Vegas.
Manch Vegas.
Manch Vegas.
Why do they call it that?
I have no idea. There's no reason for it either. The place is the furthest thing from Vegas.
I'm sure there's a clever reason for that.
Oh, my God.
They're just punching up the coolness factor.
Just by putting Vegas on a name like...
Well, because people think it's like not so much a party town with a name like Manchester, but it is. And so they have to bring it up to Manch Vegas, letting people know, you know, if Las Vegas is a little far, Manch Vegas is right around the corner.
So is there gambling there?
Probably not. I don't know.
Are there casino, like maybe hotels?
Some shiny lights?
Big light shows?
No, it's not it's not known for that
so it's
much.
Nothing like Vegas.
It's more the spirit.
The spirit of Vegas.
Spirit.
It has this suffix.
What goes on in, I don't even know what they're saying anymore.
Are we going to give...
What happens in Manch Vegas stays in Manch Vegas? Is that...
Because nobody cares.
Yeah, because no one gives a shit.
What happens in Manch Vegas
story.
Are we going to give Colin a little
We
taste?
have to give him some
Please.
There's one.
You've got to see it.
Do we want to replay the...
Well, I say just the part where he's explaining. There's a scene where Scorch kind of gets a little bit serious, and I think that's important.
I emailed Danny some clips. I think at least the first part of the first episode that we already watched.
Yeah.
And then there's some other clips that show some of the really cool segments that he does on PFG TV.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to get this set up for you. Colin, let's not forget My 2 Cents, a one-man show with Colin Quinn starting next week.
When's it start? When's the celebrity premiere?
Yeah, you got one of those?
Yeah, when's the start?
Wednesday. Yeah, when could Jim walk the carpet?
No, Wednesday is what? Just opening night?
Wednesday's the opening night, but I mean, that's when the celebrity premiere. That's when if Jerry... I haven't contacted Jer, but if Jer comes, and Anthony will get to sit next to his favorite celebrity at my shows, my Aunt Margaret.
Hitler.
Hey, it was Hitler's birthday last week.
Yes, it was.
And we're sitting there, and this writer for Anthony Jeselnik's writing for Jimmy Fallon. He's a comedian. So I stop him, and he's like, Hitler's birthday. I go, you got to have a joke for it. So just then, Norton passes by. And I go, Jim, I set it up for him, and he came through like the clutch. I go, Jim, hey, everybody. Jimmy Fallon, welcome to me. I pretend I was Jimmy. Hitler's birthday is today. And Jim goes, how can you know how hard it is to find a cake with 6 million candles?
Oh, shit.
I did that on the show the next day.
Oof. That's a bad one.
That was a good joke.
It is a good one, but it's one of those, oof.
Yeah. Here it is, his Scorch. First of all, just the fact that Anthony said oof.
Is it July 1st, Colin, your premiere?
He must be under some charges. July 1st, it's next Wednesday.
Yeah, let's get hold on. What are we in now?
We're
July
almost in May.
Yes, it's July 1st.
I say oof to cover up the fact that I had people over and a party on the 20th.
I was going to say that oof sounds like, community service oof. Here it is, Scorch.
But I said it wasn't a celebration of the man's birthday and stuff. It was more a
celebration of his
back at it was a look back at the era, and what it took to defeat the fascism and the Nazis.
Right.
And,
It's like 80s night at like a nightclub.
Lest we forget.
80s night.
Yeah, exactly. It's like retrospective.
Please play some of this for Kyle.
Yeah, let's go. Here we go. So the setup, Kyle, I think we said it, but he does a TV show from a Chinese restaurant on a Tuesday night.
Well,
at least.
The Chinese restaurant has since burned to the ground.
Yeah, burned to the ground.
It was scorched to the ground.
He's trying to do a TV show. There's 20 people in there. You can hear them talking among themselves and ordering food.
This is something he does on a weekly basis?
Yes, PFG TV is
a weekly show. He goes out and just look at the subtleties, like the panning of the crowd, and him talking up the crowd.
I see the pool table in the back already.
Yeah,
that's always the place you get good Chinese food. There's a pool table in the dining room.
All right, here we go.
Spin the wheel of meat. Vegas Pepper. PFG cycle.
Oh my God!
There's nobody there.
No.
You see all those transitions, the new shots of the audience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're using that like early 80s video design technique.
Exactly. Every wedding video has that dissolve.
Close your shades. Give it up. Help me. Get the PFG.
Is that him?
Yeah.
I've never seen him in person.
Wow.
On the wheel of meat.
Extreme close-up so you don't realize it's one row deep.
Coming out to PFG TV, the TV show. We have got someone is going to spin for the first time ever the wheel
bags under his
of
eyes. Jesus.
meat.
The spinning of the wheel of meat.
I've heard about the wheel of meat forever.
Amazing.
I know the wheel of meat from school.
Look at the tarp. That's like should be covering a boat. It's part of his set is a tarp.
And special musical guest. Kill that feedback. Wait, somebody lower that or something.
Good one.
Special musical guest, Vegas Temper.
Good one.
Okay, he walks away.
Yes.
So before I go any further, I want to talk about a couple of things. Anybody hear about the SWAT team that went through Manchester the other day? Nobody? Did you hear about that?
It happened outside my house.
It happened outside my house. I'm freaking out. I go bring
That
my
is the
dogs
best.
out for a walk. All of a sudden, I see these guys dressed. I thought it was Columbine. I see these guys dressed up in full, like camouflage. All you can see is their eyes. And I hear them saying, "We're going to set up right
This
here."
monologue,
The
Colin.
first thing that came to my mind was Columbine. Shit, my house is in trouble. I'm probably going to get killed right here. Second thing that came to mind is, maybe it's the DEA. So as
Because
of
the
about
Columbine
8:30
kids
this
all wore those outfits. They wore those.
Exactly. And he thought it was Columbine.
Even though,
and I like how he mentioned it though earlier, and the guy said that happened right in front of my house, and he ruined Scorch's whole bit there because then he had to go. No, it happened in front of my house, and I don't live near you.
No, they both live in the same shitty apartment complex. The formerly singles apartment complex for people trying to get away from the
formerly
the mad humdrum of Boston, and they moved up to Manchester.
Match Vegas.
Right, Match Vegas. Sorry, sir.
But he's great. He has no comic timing, or delivery. He has no comic style whatsoever.
It's good. He just agrees with hecklers.
He's just,
right.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole. Or whatever repeats what they say.
It's like a 4-year-old. That's my house.
It's like Columbine. They were dressed like angels or something. Dressed like astronauts.
What?
He's the best. The awful turtleneck. It's like Donald Pleasance. Fucking horrendous.
Just a nice tight 3-minute setup.
Oh, it's just abysmal.
3-minute setup with every detail digressing into other shit.
And what you can't see at home, he's talking with the pointer finger and pinky pointed out, like with the devil horns. Like that's how he gesticulates.
Yeah, that's his move.
Could we please hear more? I want to hear the punchline.
8:30, like an hour ago, I was actually still pulling balloons full of crap out of like my backyard because my stash was gone because I ain't gonna get in trouble with that. How many people enjoy a good stash? Everybody enjoy a good stash.
Give it up for your wait staff.
That was the joke.
How many enjoy a good? Oh, there was that he was afraid they were going to steal his drugs.
Steal his drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the kind of entertainment you get it there in Manch Vegas.
Yeah. PFG TV, the TV show.
Right.
More.
What else was going on, man? I mean, like I was talking, me and Nick were talking about this, about the whole Elvis thing. Whatever happened, like, why is it so cool about Elvis, you know? Why doesn't Charles Nelson Riley ever get seen at a 7-Eleven? You know what I mean?
I'll take a burrito in a Honcho magazine.
Oh, it's just going true.
You know what I mean? What's up with that? Why is it always Elvis? Elvis? I'm not no fan of Elvis. I love Charles Nelson Riley. Not that way. He might have liked him, but not that way.
I get it.
Colin, you like this?
Because he's
Yes.
And who's been?
I love this, actually.
Who's been talking about an Elvis sighting in the last 15 years? I mean,
I just love how
Hey, you see an Elvis 7-Eleven. No one ever sees Charles Nelson Riley.
he just barrels through the setup punch right to the next thing.
yeah.
And I love Charles Nelson Riley. Not that way, but you know he's a great guy. It's like what the fuck?
He has like fucking Star Search concepts for setups.
He's horrible.
Oh, he's atrocious.
But it's good. He is correct.
No one doubts his facts, or no one doubts the historical accuracy of his material.
Yeah.
He is correct.
A little more score.
So anyway, we got a great night in store tonight, you know what I mean? Because I want to introduce Nick and Jolanda and Jeff Lawrence.
He's the worst crew ever.
This is our favorite part tonight.
We have a PFG cycle that is the ultimate in PFG cycles. Where's Brian? Is Brian out there?
PFG cycle, they're called.
Because Brian did something that, honest to God, my mother would not only take me out of her will, but she would never have sex with me again if I did what Brian did. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is PFG to me. Okay?
Oh my God!
Now, does everybody have a seat?
Yeah, that's what we said. He tattooed PFG on his arm.
Because what I want to start talking about today.
All right, stop this. Just to set it up.
Brian.
Score.
First of all, his partner next to him, Mr. fucking Gazzo from Rocky.
Yeah, either that or it looks like Clemenza in 2 when he went to steal the rug.
Scorch is about ready to tell everyone why he does PFG TV, Colin.
Yeah.
And then he asked the same question to his staff.
To his staff.
It's just good to watch him get
I
serious.
think they're shooting this in that same bar where Nicole Kidman killed Matt Dillon in that movie. You know, when it's like, she kills her husband. What's it called?
I don't know.
Die for?
Yes.
Eyes wide shut.
Oh. Well,
She kills Matt Dillon.
Oh, we're not going to play anymore?
Yeah, play it.
We should.
Help me.
Up a great question to me the other day.
Great
Brian said, why do you do what you do and why do you love doing what you do? So I want to answer the question. I want to give everybody here the chance to answer your question. I love doing what I do. It's going to sound really hokey and gay, but you know what? And I want you guys to turn around. I love doing what I do.
Right, hold on, please. He goes, it's going to sound hokey. And I want you to turn around. See, because at this point, they are all at the bar facing away from him. No shit. And he's going to tell them why he does what he does. And this is very sincere. And he wants them to, he has to actually ask them to turn around.
I want to put a beard on.
They're ordering shots.
Please, everybody, if you could just give a shit for a minute.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I want to put a beard on Bob Kelly. I want this to be fucking Bob.
Right there.
I want to give everybody here the chance to answer your question. I love doing what I do. It's going to sound really hokey and gay, but you know what? And I want you guys to turn around. I love doing what I do because of you guys. You know what I mean? No, I said I love doing what I do because of you guys. When I was a little kid, I was a little fat, picked-on little kid. You know what I mean? And now, I would like to say that I've seen some of the people I've gone to school with, and you know what? I'm looking good. People look at me. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. I got these fat slobs that I went to school with. Has anybody noticed that? The girls you go to school with that were hot are now fat slobs?
Anyone's picking on you?
You were right, Rupert, and we were wrong.
What's funny is though is he's acting like he's a success now, like almost like here I sit at the zenith of the career. It's like he's in a fucking Chinese place with a tarp behind him, bombing.
I was your high school principal, Rupert.
I like how he's sitting down like he's Cosby. Yeah,
like he's earned that.
It's just all
I can even
smooth.
sit down and suck.
He gets up, he approaches the camera. It's like interactive. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
And that fucking rotten crew of his, I can't stop looking at them.
I know.
That's the worst supporting cast ever.
He's horrible.
But he is dressed like the young Vito Corleone, right?
Yes.
That's how Vito was dressed. With the little...
Yeah, the little mustache.
His fucking partners are just complete asses.
I do what I do because of you.
Well, let's not forget, Sam was one of his partners at one point.
That's true.
If I hadn't come here, I could have been on.
You'd have been
PFG
right
TV.
there. You'd have been sitting right there in this video.
Big TV star in Manchester.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have paid your dues. You would have taken it for granted.
And
now you work your way up.
Sam, why do you do what you do?
What would you have answered?
Turn around.
Coincidentally enough, the same reason Scorch, for the people.
Yeah.
For all the
For the people. Let's hear it for the people.
Yeah.
By the way, I feel very sad that my last appearance when I forced with David to do a Hebrew sports, apparently that was the finish of his career.
That was it.
I go, David, you still doing Hebrew news? No.
I'm not doing
After last time, they
anything.
don't like me anymore.
Well, now he had a catchphrase kind of a thing where he would go like, whoa, whoa. And now he
That's
can't
a
even
good-
do it right.
That's a good catchphrase.
It's a great catchphrase. He just went like, whoa. He was so shocked. He would go like, whoa, whoa. And now it's like, whoa. Yeah, all right. We
Is it
get
like a Joey Lawrence kind of thing?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yes. Now he's way over the top with it
But
now.
that,
and-
what, yeah, I think that's, you know.
Yeah, he ruined it for himself.
All right, let's find out why the rest of the guys did.
Yeah, please.
Please.
The fat slobs and now fatter slobs, they've gotten better, but you, yeah. So anyway, I'm doing what I
That's
do.
identifiable
I guess
material.
I
No
love
one's gotten
this.
better except for you.
Never guess
That
it by
shows a man
looking
who's
at
really
him.
done some insightful soul searching in his life.
He sits in a Chinese
No one's done
restaurant.
better than except for you, to all fat slobs. My life ends like that. It's perfect.
Fucking home video
And then he always
equipment.
ends it with,
Yeah. They screwed me, and now I'm better than them.
But if
My life inside is over.
if this is his better, what was he before?
This thing's powered down.
Just like a lump of shit.
You hang out the windows and spit on people as they walk by and go, hey, suckers, how does it feel? Fucking Rupert.
They used to
It's
pick
the
on him because
best.
he used to actually draw that beard on in second grade and wear that turtleneck.
The first-hand reaction of the people. I love to be able to be me. I like to get paid to be me. However little or amount, a lot we get paid, I enjoy a paycheck to be me. I like making a living out of having fun. You know what I mean? Because other people there have fun at their jobs, you know?
They all say yeah.
But they're not supposed to be clapping
No,
at that.
he's like, no, guys, you're not supposed to.
Yes, I'm having fun at my job and I'm getting paid. How many people actually get to do that?
Yeah.
And everyone claps and it's like, well, that kind of shoots my little fucking
They're all
speech to
trained
shit.
that when you say, how many people here? And let's be
Right,
honest, I can speak for myself and these two creep comedians. Whenever you're watching this, a little body gut is like, how many times have I been in that fucking bar trying to make 30 people turn around and listen to my fucking shit?
yeah, go Rick in 99.
They just hear like, how many people, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I do.
I bet that's what Hitler was saying, and just in German. That's how he got him to come around.
How many people hate Jews?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't figure out why the economy in Germany keeps fucking up every time. Oh, yeah. People are so hungry. It's like one group of people. I don't know.
Initiating directive. 7, 3, 9, 5. Destroy all communists.
The bottom line is, I like doing what I do. And once again, this is going to sound really hokey, because what I do, to me, is PFG. So let's hear it for us. Now what I want to do is, I want to ask Nick, and I want to pass it on. Nick Carpinelli, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. What are we supposed to do? When I say, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Carpinelli, you say what? There you go.
What did they say? Hi, Nick?
Yeah. Hi, Nick.
That's clever. That's something different.
You guys are awesome. The reason I do what I do is, I know he said something about being hokey and stuff.
He looks like
but
Voss.
I've got,
Yeah.
He has no idea, too.
He's like Voss if Voss were more insightful.
two kids, they're teenagers, and I just want to be remembered for doing something. Okay, I don't want to be the guy that was, you know, I was cleaning his pool. No, I don't want to be that guy. One of my kids be able to go,
I'm a pool cleaner, asshole.
I would be.
Exactly. Isolate half your audience.
How many pool cleaners are out there?
I just want to be remembered for doing something.
Something. And this is what he considers being remembered?
I've got 3 daughters, and I just want them to look down and go, Daddy was good.
And I'm dodging her.
Yeah, Voss is vain reaching for a poignant moment. It's humiliating to watch. Not one poignant act in 52 years. It's been fucking just meaningless nonsense on top of itself.
I tell you, my favorite point, I think it was either on the show or he called in that day after 9/11. He goes, I was on the Jersey. Of course, he was on the Jersey side where he fucking belonged. He's like, I was on the Jersey side, and my daughters go, what happened, Daddy? Well, this is probably made up, too, by that fool. And I go, honey, girls, there are some people that just don't like us.
Because that was the
Yes, he
extent.
called in the show and said, I heard it on here.
That was the extent of his knowledge.
I wouldn't have been listening anyway.
That was all he knew.
What are they, Daddy? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's been 2 years afterwards. I'm not sure who it was. It might be Indonesian. Who knows?
He's
I
coming
always
in
forget.
tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Voss will be here tomorrow.
A fucking boob.
I don't know if we're going to have time to get to the scorched bits.
Oh, love
Well,
this part is still good.
Is this their holiday episode where they felt they needed to give back?
I don't know. The very special episode?
Yeah.
Well, this was the first one.
Yeah. All right, hit it.
I just want my kids to be able to be proud. I want my kids to be able to say, hey, you know what? My dad was Nick Carpinelli from Rock 101, or Nick Carpinelli from The Mill, or Nick Carpinelli from PFG TV. No matter what, I want my kids to be able to say, you know what? My dad was that guy. That's what I want.
That's the one thing they will say. My dad was that guy.
Anybody playing comics this week? Says, just got an email from comics that said the other guy from Opie and Anthony will appear this Thursday.
No.
Yeah, that's Jim Norton, the other guy from Opie and Anthony.
Are you doing comics?
Nope.
That guy.
You there all weekend at comics?
Nope.
Oh, that's
Not at
great,
all.
Jimmy. Good.
My dad is
Maybe
that
Bill
guy.
Burr, he's embarrassed to say it.
No,
I'm at Caroline.
He's got Caroline's.
Oh, old school, huh?
They sent out a mass email. Who the fuck is promoting their appearance?
Maybe it's Voss.
I was gonna do a spot on my friend's show, but I told him I'm not being announced and don't plug special guests or any of that shit.
Well, guess what? They just
Not
did.
happening. No, I'm not doing. I'm absolutely not doing the
Oh,
gig.
so it is you.
Absolutely. It was. I was gonna do it just a set like I would do at
Why
the
the
Comedy
fuck
Cellar.
would they do that?
Because I
Just
asked.
let
I
Jimmy
fucking
walk
asked
out.
them not to do that shit. I would do a 20-minute set. I was gonna go on early like every other fucking comic. Not doing it.
Don't you do it for the people?
No, I told them I will not be advertised here because I work fucking
That's their way of
Caroline's.
going, all right, we...
Not happening.
We're not going to announce you, but they say the other guy from Opie
Fucking
Anthony?
not happening.
And it's a
I will
mass-
not be at comics.
That's a mass email that just went out.
All right, well, good. I hope people show up. I'm not going.
Why don't you go to PFG TV instead?
Yeah.
Because you can't get booked on there. It's fucking way too far in advance. They have Matthew Fox. They have all the big
Why can't they just let you walk out as a nice surprise?
Not happening.
Jesus. We like the guys.
They
down
got
there.
greedy.
There you go. It was Jimmy, but Jimmy's not going to do it now. All right. Sorry, Jimmy.
No, dude, I appreciate you saying that.
It just popped. And
The
I'm like,
other
what is-
guy from Opie and Anthony. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fucking work a gig like that for fucking like a $25 set like I would do at the Cellar.
Right.
That's exactly what I would do.
Right. You're just doing someone a favor. They have to pump it up and make it this whole thing. Just let it be a thing.
Don't rattle your iPhone.
It was
like
just a
that.
set like any other set. Like it was like,
Yeah.
you know, my friend is doing it. And it was like you go on, like, you know, we do you do the Cellar, or you do Stand Up New York,
Yeah,
or you do any other
I
club.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
I
Back
heard
to
you were going to do
PFG.
props that night, too.
I had a whole bunch of them. I had a black penis and a white penis, and I was going to put them both in front of me and go, ah.
That would probably kill.
That probably would.
I tell you.
That would kill.
Be honest with you.
All right, back to
One more scorch.
And for those that don't know, Nick was my very first intern at Rock 101 in
Wow.
like 1980.
Poor Sam.
Sam.
So me and Nick have had a past. Jolanda, the girl Wanda. Jolanda, why do you do what you do and why do you love it so much?
Well, Scorch, when is your birthday?
I do it for all the cops.
Okay. So my birthday's It is. My birthday's September 10th. And when I first talked to Scorch, it was when everything he just said, I feel the same way.
Wow.
I think that people have to tell me, like, wow, you're so comfortable in front of a crowd. But it's more like, I just like to have a good time.
Where's the crowd?
Exactly.
Let's do it.
She means she's uncomfortable in the bottom of the crowd. She's like a fucking groupie from the 70s. I'm comfortable with like a bass player and a drummer shitting in my mouth at the same time.
I could be dressed way sluttier right now, and I'm not.
I have pictures. I'll show you. Actually, their band is here. We have pictures, dude. We traded.
And then our favorites, Scott Shannon and Stephen King's.
So I have a really good time. I love leading the good time and rock on, rock out. I'm so
Aren't
happy
you supposed
guys
to,
are
like-
here tonight. We're gonna have a blast, and we're always gonna have a blast on PFG. Thank you.
She was on, her last appearance was on Intervention as a meth addict of the family.
How can they seriously say something like that PFG TV thing and take it like
Why aren't you
this
supposed to like have like a
seriously?
history, build a following, and then look
Yeah,
back?
before you can do this.
You start with a retrospective.
You don't start with a look back. You know, I remember the first time I saw Scorch walk out with the mic 3 minutes ago. It was a magic moment.
Didn't you read the
He did
article?
his Charles Nelson Riley band, his signature.
More info on the comics gig because I see Jimmy steaming.
I can't fucking tell you how angry I
I'm
am.
trying to calm me down. Now they're saying it might be Voss because Voss is doing the gig. So maybe he's being promoted as the other guy from Opie and Anthony.
No, it's not. They would just say his name. They would say Voss.
All right. Well, I'm trying to help you out because I look at how pissed.
They would say, first of all, if it was Voss, they'd say Rich Voss, and then a minute later, after the pause of uncomprehension, the other guy from Opie and Anthony.
Oh.
Do your thing. I'll keep an eye out.
Well, Rich will be in here tomorrow with Bill Burr and the Iron Sheik.
Yes.
That's great.
Iron
Okay, can we please not piss him off? Because I really wanted to meet Roddy Rowdy Piper.
Roddy Rowdy Piper.
And he brought up
Roddy.
whatever the hell his name is.
Roddy.
Roddy.
What, like the dream dusty American roads?
I don't know what his fucking name is. I'm like, whatever.
Roddy.
Ratso Rizzo Piper. What?
Call me Rowdy in my own goddamn house, would you? You took a rest stop, wasn't on the schedule.
Well, Jim, I don't blame you for being pissed off about that. I think people should protest the way you were treated by coming to Gotham Comedy Club this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. Are you performing there?
Yes, I am.
It's funny, I did see your name on the marquee. I think that's where everyone should go this weekend to see Colin Quinn, as opposed to actually going to see his theater show. If this fucking dumbbell is plugging 8 things in a row in the same city, who the fuck he thinks he is. But apparently Colin's doing everything. Paramount Theater, fucking Gotham. You want to see his one-man show?
You're right, Jim. If anyone could learn restraint and promotion, I guess I learned from you, you cocksucking whore. Fucking balls of him. You can't get through an episode of this show without him naming his shitty fucking episode.
Fucking old lady, shut up. A fucking episode.
Wow. Episode of my program.
Yeah, this goddamn podcast.
You make it sound very important. We do episodes. I like that.
Yeah, Colin's in Gotham Friday and Saturday.
Let me watch my stories. Leave me alone.
I don't like your grace.
I'll tell you.
Well, seriously, Colin's on fire.
Well, I want to plug it because this
We
way.
don't want your charitable shitty attitude.
While we're jumping on Colin,
All jokes aside, Colin isn't.
Yeah, you're right. That I should be.
While we're
smashed.
jumping on Colin, I'll tell you why I hate Colin. Colin, you make it very hard for people to see you.
Why?
Tickets online. Ready for this, people? www.brownpapertickets.com. That's good so far. /event/63112.
No, just go to ColinQuinn.com. You buy tickets.
All right. That's easy.
Well, why isn't that on your little thing?
Because he's stupid.
Why isn't that? You got to remember numbers and stuff.
I know.
And backslashes.
I know. Forget about that.
We don't need backslashes.
That was pretty. that was
not
pretty
now.
crazy.
All right.
It's all right. It's just on the promotional flyer. Don't worry about it.
Okay, no big deal, right? I'm sorry, Colin. Bill's right.
Little more
You just
Scorch?
happen to run into Colin. He
More
can tell
info.
you the easier website to
No?
go to.
More info?
More info on the comics gig. Now Matt Theo's just, well, he writes, the email also said, the other guy from Opie and Anthony that was also in Lucky Louie and Down and Dirty.
Nah, I don't believe he's that close.
And it's not Louis C.K.
Who is it?
PFG?
Did they really? They really did say the other guy from Opie and Anthony, though?
According to Matt Theo, yes.
That's the only confirmation we have on it is Matt Theo?
A couple other guys.
I think I get that in my corporate. I can go run check.
Can we look at it? Because, you know, I'm not going to fucking bash the club. It's annoying.
We like comics.
Yeah, it's just, I don't like they did it that.
They're probably just excited that they're going to have
Nah, man, they knew better. I asked him not to promote it, not to mention special. Just one of many acts. No one cares. People going for a show. I'm just doing a set.
PFG.
Jeff Lawrence, who me and Jeff met, Nick had a barbecue in his house. I was like, you're Jeff Lawrence, I've heard of you. I think it was at Nick's house. In his house. Yeah, it was at Nick's house.
This is going to be a good story.
Not much longer than me.
With mesh t-shirts.
Sure was. Tell us, you remember that? Yeah, so, Jeff, tell us why you love doing what you love to do.
Basically because I hate manual labor, but
good for you.
Yeah. No, it's something I've done for like 40 years now, and it's just, you know, when I went to get divorced, I told the judge, basically I'm a maverick and an oddball and unemployable doing anything else, so this is what I do, and I enjoy doing it, and I do it because it's like being a kid all the time, and you never get old doing this, and that's why I do it. I do it because everybody seems to have a good time when you have these kind of things going on, so I hope you enjoy yourselves.
Fuck it. Damn it.
Do you know how long he was working for that applause? He kept putting that hand out like something that you guys will react to. Something positive.
He was going for the save. Like, just start clapping and I'll shut up.
He's a maverick, though. You know?
Well, that's what the judge told him during his divorce. You know, I'm a maverick, I'm crazy, I'm wild, yeah.
One of two characters.
Now, we can't do Wheel of Me because we did that already.
Right.
Yeah.
Colin, you done with the PFG? You want to see one of his bits?
No, that was good.
That was good.
Exactly.
Colin, you didn't like my charitable... You didn't like my charitable...
I didn't like your graciousness. We were like, okay, guys, back to professionalism. Because I'll tell you why I didn't like it. Because it was also, not only was it charitable and condescending to me, but it was also self-serving because you're like, I have to make sure I get my plugs in, so let's cut the shit.
No, I didn't need to plug myself.
Shush, not today.
I never plug in. Who cares?
In the future.
My Letterman Friday? Who gives a shit? I don't. That's their business. Let Dave run it when he wants. Yeah, me and Kiefer Sutherland. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't mean a fucking thing to me, Carl. Been there, done that.
Did you shoot it already?
Yeah, shot it Monday.
You know, the reason one of my emails is Fat Kiefer is because one day Bob Kelly said I looked like a fat Kiefer Sutherland. And he goes, what's the name of your show? 224?
That's funny.
That was pretty damn funny.
That is really good. I wonder who said that to Bob first.
Well, we got to get out of here.
Yeah, look at the time.
I got
for Christ's sake. For Christ's sake.
Can somebody trash? Look, either before we leave, somebody either trash his voice, or I want Anthony to do Tony Danza.
Wow, that's a hell of a
How about
story.
Tony Danza trashing Voss?
I want it to be like I want it to be like, all right, how about Tony Danza, or Voss as Tony Danza?
Yeah, how about Tony Danza as Voss?
He used to do Bob Kelly Dice.
Voss
It was the
as
funniest
Tony
shit ever.
Danza.
So, he did Bob Kelly
Voss.
Dice.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Dude.
Wow. Well, yeah, but Dice, anything Dice is, that works.
All right, forget it.
Religious Dice.
Colin,
how about Dice
I haven't
Voss?
done Danza in fucking since he was on TV.
How about Dice Voss?
Oh. Colin has to be out of here for another... Who are you being interviewed by next?
Sonny Fox.
That your people getting panicky out. You have people now?
No, they work
Usually just come
on
around.
a one-man show with me.
Colin,
you got people now, Colin.
They're working on the
You
show
should come
with
in
me.
here with your pajamas on, and now you got people. What's going on with you?
They're working on the show with me. The girls, Rosie and Claire.
I'm hoping after the premiere, Colin will be going to eat, and Jerry will be going to eat, and Jerry will go, hey, why don't you come? Like, all right, I'm not doing nothing. Why not?
I love the fact that Jim was so proud that Jerry sort of knew his name, but it really had to be. Jim had to date rape him for like a year. So he goes, Jim.
No, I never. Never.
Oh, he called you James or something, remember? He
called me Nortone. That's what they used to call me in high school. I don't know where he got that from. But he
Nortone.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
That's what somebody would call somebody if they want to keep distance from him. Nortone.
Hey, Nortone.
No, that's an affectionate term. One celebrity greeting.
Wait, I'll tell you what it is. It's a guy that's not sure he has the right name. So he says Nortone, so that way if he's wrong, he's like, no, my name is Nortinsky or whatever his name. No, I
know. Probably the damn truth. I don't like it.
Well, this is the deal. I got the flyer in front of me. My 2 cents with Colin Quinn. Comedian Colin Quinn's one-man play takes a funny and profound look at the crumbling of the American empire.
Yeah.
And with his watchful eye examines the new chapter our country is entering.
I hope a fucking fire breaks out in the entrance. A profound look.
No, Jim, that could injure a lot of people and maybe even kill them.
You're right. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. I take that back.
This is a big day for Colin. Let's be happy for Colin.
Highbrow comedy delivered with the barroom sensibility.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. That way you cover yourself that you're not going to be a pompous ass. I say it so the working man can understand it.
That's funny.
I really am a fucking creep.
The show starts May 6th here in New York City. Well, the easiest way to get tickets, Colin, because I can't read that website.
ColinQuinn.com.
All right, ColinQuinn.com. There you go. Very nice.
And Bill Burr's at Caroline's, a fucking fantastic club on Broadway and 49th, 212-757-4100.
Hacking it up for 6 shows.
You coming back tomorrow, Bill? Yeah, you are, right?
I got nothing better to do.
You and Richie Voss?
And Iron Sheik.
Yeah, maybe we're going to do a tag team headlining.
Oh, my guys.
Yeah, we should go.
I have to tinkle, Opie.
Yeah.
Rock, what are you doing back there? I feel like I'm watching obese TV.
Oh,
Good
you're
timing.
You just yelled, "Waiting on you!"
Heard it in my headphones.
Did they
and
hear that over the loudspeaker?
Yes, everybody heard it.
They heard it in the radio? So he just stepped on my fucking bad joke?
No, I heard it in my headphones, so I couldn't hear your bad joke.
Is E-Rock angry
You hear
today,
my
you
joke?
think?
No.
I'm looking at him in the glass instead. I feel like I'm watching obese TV. Get it? Get it? It's like being at fucking. It's like being at the fucking. What's the water place you go to?
Oh, yeah.
To see
SeaWorld?
SeaWorld.
When you go down the stairs to look in the tank instead of up from above.
And as bad as episode was when I said episode, how about him going, what's the water place?
I don't know. I don't go to vacation places. I'm too busy creating.
What a child. Mommy, Daddy, I want to go to the water place.
The water place we went to last time.
Oh, please.
All right.
Get the water place off on the death stove.
Yeah. Hey, Dan from Ohio. Very good question. Dan? Does YouTube have Scorch's Led Zeppelin version?
Oh. You know, we haven't looked at Scorch's show in a while.
Hey, what's
is
wrong
there
with you,
another
Sam?
one, Sam?
You're supposed to be keeping us up on what Scorch is up to.
Well, he is. He's doing big things right now.
Yeah.
He's actually moved to like the what's it called? Studio, like an actual TV studio, like a public access studio. And most of his clips now have no audio because he had copywritten music.
Oh, shit.
That he was using on all his clips. So his clips are up there, and it says audio has been taken off due to copyright reasons. We can watch PFG TV in silence.
It's now a silent film. That's great, Scorch. That's going to work out well for you. The gang opens up the huge mail sack and read an email from a listener in quotes. What? You don't think it's a real fucking email? Are you questioning their fucking...
Let's just say that I had enough experience with Scorch's email bag that all were written by a similar person.
So Scorch had a fake email bag?
I think
why are you giving away Scorch's fucking tricks?
Let's just say
he just wants to make it in that tiny little town.
Somebody's assignment in Syracuse was to go home and write emails for Scorch every single night.
Fucking radio stinks.
After my classwork.
So you had to write the emails for Scorch?
I wrote every single email for Scorch.
And what did he want from you? Like some outrageous emails?
You know, and he wanted to like...
You got an example of one?
Dear Scorch.
I could look them up in my old Gmail, I'll bet.
Love your show.
But I had to... I would think about what was happening on the show that morning when I got home, and then at night I would say, hey, I was listening to the show this morning. And then I'd say either Scorch or his sidekick Paulie was so right.
Need the key.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh.
Love the show. Listen every morning.
Love the show.
What is he doing?
What is he doing?
Why doesn't he stop it?
Or
Make sure you tell Scorch, love you, love the show.
So he didn't really get emails about his show?
No.
Oh.
Or I'd read an email that said, man, the brain cell stimulator was a real stumper this morning. Or once we got online listening, I would be from all kinds of different cities and say, hey, I'm in New York, but I listen online. Or...
Oh, God. I'm embarrassed to be in this business.
Or Scorch. I actually have a Scorch, Paulie, who I'm still in contact with, who's very bitter.
Yeah. Why is he bitter?
Well, he always thought Scorch was a hack, and
was ruining his career, and eventually Scorch did move and told him the night before his last show, by the way, Paulie, I'm moving after tomorrow.
Yeah, moving tomorrow.
Even though throughout the whole time Scorch said, yeah, I'm sending our tapes out. Don't worry about it, dude. So Paulie wasn't sending anything out, and then Scorch said, I'm going to New Hampshire tomorrow.
I'm leaving. What are you doing?
Yeah. So Paulie has some resentment there.
Yeah.
He emailed me last night and said that he has a clip when Paulie and I were on Scorch's show of Scorch doing his Bill Cosby impression.
Please. Oh, I gotta hear that.
Do you have it yet?
No, I gotta get it.
Yeah,
Paulie just getting pissed off. He said that Paulie was getting totally pissed off because he said it didn't sound anything like Bill Cosby. And I was in the background telling Paulie to shut his eyes because it seemed like Bill Cosby was in the studio with us.
You're sarcastic.
You know what? I would listen to that every day.
Oh,
it was such a great show.
Was it a good impression?
It was a great impression.
Did it sound like Bill Cosby?
It was fun to listen to.
Did it sound like Bill Cosby?
It didn't. It didn't sound anything like Bill Cosby.
Pudding pops. Jello pudding.
Jello pudding pops.
I'm a Huxtable.
Paulie was getting into the worst arguments because Paulie was so fed up with being on his show. And I would just sit there taking Scorch's side every time and writing emails about how stupid Paulie was. What the fuck? It was a great time in my life.
We're ready for some Scorch audio. It's been way too long.
It's been too long.
Maybe
You've been slacking.
Maybe we'll highlight Scorch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, no, because that we don't need for Jocktober. That's that's already a bit we do.
Okay.
The Scorch update.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I laughed so hard my fucking mouth hurts. My jaw hurts right now.
Fucking Scorch, man.
Is anyone else in this John and Kate +8 hell?
What?
They're interviewing the mom on TV, John and Kate +8, and trust me, the guys will call up. They're in the John and Kate +8 hell.
What is that?
It is the show to watch if you're a girl, a woman. And the collateral damage, you're stuck there not watching, but it's on in the room.
Dude, I swear
John and
I've
Kate
never
+8.
heard of it.
Oh my God. After this
to a 1986 wedding video
of meat.
Fucking Scorch. Scorch TV, that pretty fucking good television.
It's great, not good.
When he's talking about, and this is the part, I swear, I couldn't really drive. When people say I had to pull over, I literally almost had to pull over. Not almost, literally, almost doesn't work. But I almost had to pull over listening to our show with shit that we were saying. Scorch saying why he does what he does is my favorite fucking part. You know, I want you people to know, if you just turn around, he goes, if you just turn around, because they're standing at the bar not looking at him.
Oh, it's the first episode.
I do it for you. And then you don't hear anything. He goes, I said I do it for you people. And they start.
Well, and they were there.
So pathetic.
And they were there just for the drink specials.
Just
not the free drinks, the drink specials that he probably put together for him.
Fucking segment
Can we do
was
more Scorch?
hysterical funny.
Yeah. Is it time for more Scorch?
It's so douchey.
His show, PFG TV, I mean, it's not what it used to be.
Why?
Because now it's taped in like a real TV studio. He's got flat screens behind him.
Don't like it. Nope. Don't like it.
It's Match Vegas's hottest.
Can we
Match Vegas show.
Can we have something on maybe?
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty fucking great. That's what the P in the F says.
And the PFG disciples.
PFG disciples. It's like the Naked Militia, except the PFG disciples.
PFG disciples. And then the one other guy that talks about why he does what he does. Nick,
the guy on the couch.
So his children can. So he has something to say he did for his children. It's like, look what I did.
Think about it this way: if you were in school, think it like if you were a little kid right now, and somebody came up to you and said, "My dad is Nick Carpinelli."
Yeah. He actually said that, too. He said that. It was so douche-chilly embarrassing.
They were the worst reasons ever.
Oh, the horrible.
Terrible
I do
reasons.
it for you. I get paid, you know, whether I get paid a lot or a little, I just have fun, and I get paid for having fun.
I vote for a little.
Yeah, it was so good.
What he said, he started saying, no matter how little, and they said, no matter how much we get paid.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he didn't want everyone to know how little he actually gets paid.
Oh, that's his new studio?
Yeah.
We'll see. I think he's pulling it.
It looks like Mr. Rogers.
It's even newer now.
That's horrible looking.
Why is he wearing Crazy Eddie's old getup? He's got like a white turtleneck and a blazer on.
Looks like a conductor.
And I will say
Funeral
this:
director.
if his outfits are anything like they were in Syracuse, they reek of dog piss.
Oh, you said that too, because he goes, yeah, he's talking about high school and how, yeah, I used to get beat up by the people. He goes, but now, now that I've made something of myself and, I'm well dressed, and then you chimed in of how everything he owns is covered in dog hair and smells like dog piss.
He had his old sidekick told me that the week he left Syracuse, somebody came into his old sidekick studio and said, "What, a scorch gone?" And then Paulie goes, "Yeah, why?" And the guy goes, "Oh, I didn't smell dog piss around here anymore." It's just mean.
Obviously very funny, but Sam is the most ungrateful in radio history.
It's mean. No, I'm saying that's mean of them to do.
Of course. This Sam that now works for us, man, learned a lot from Scorch.
I'm telling you that what they did is wrong.
Okay. He's got an end table from his grandma's house as his desk.
It's also, you got to look at the laptop because you know how on TV shows they put a sticker over the logo on the laptop?
Yeah.
It's a Toshiba laptop, and he put the PFG sticker right on top of, so it says PFG, and then under it says Toshiba.
Toshiba.
And they're not a sponsor.
No, of course not. But he probably says they are.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll see the show and pick me up.
They paid for this.
47 cities in 28 states.
And London.
Now.
Who is he interviewing?
No, those are just his pals, right?
Well, no, he interviews local bands from Syracuse and Manchester, New Hampshire.
Let me see how many views that one has. Oh, it's a picture. Craving Lucy?
They're good.
All right, we're going to have to get some Scorch.
Yeah, because I was fucked.